Welcome, friends and neighbors, to the OneTake Halloween Spectacular. I'll be your host, Mr. Wayne, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Clark Kent.
Hello.
And what was your name again?
Gomez Adams.
And we have a ghostly presence with us as well. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Ooh. This is Figrin Dan checking in from the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Is that a Star Wars?
That was a Star Wars reference.
It's a Star Wars reference.
Let's switch over to let's go into color. Let's liven up the mood a little bit, Alon.
Already?
Tech guy. So what are we doing today? You can tell by the decorations that something strange and bizarre is afoot. Adam, what would that be?
The fall solstice.
That's right. And what happens at the fall solstice? The trees give up. They say, we're going to stop producing chlorophyll. And they let their leaves wither and die. And we walk around and our lawns are covered with multicolored death. And that means it's time for Halloween. Dan, why don't you tell the folks at home, what is Halloween?
Oh boy, didn't do my research for this segment, but All Hallows Eve, I believe, is the official name. It is October 31st. It is the day before. It is the day before the Day of the Dead, and it.
Wait, say Day of the Dead one more time.
Day of the Dead. Dia de los Muertos.
And according to Halloween 3, of which I have the novelization right here, it originated as the Festival of Samhain, which, by the way, we're going to start with some fun facts right off the bat. In Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, Paul Rudd played the character Tommy Doyle, and he's doing research, and he looks up the Festival of Samhain, but he pronounces it Samhain, which is how it's spelled, but that's incorrect.
How do you actually spell it?
It's S-A-M-H-A.
So the M is pronounced like a
Will,
W?
can you look up, how do you spell the festival of, I think it's Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain? Okay, Will's on it.
It's our producer.
He's the other ghostly presence.
All right, Dan, thank you so much for that great explanation. So what are we doing tonight? What's on the agenda? So if you read the invitation, you'll know that at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time sharp, we're having a competition, a trivia night, all about Halloween horror movies, pretty much just horror movies. Dan, how well do you know horror movies?
Almost not at all.
Nice.
Not even sure why you invited me.
If the movie doesn't have a Star Wars in it, Dan hasn't seen it.
Exactly. And
Very possible.
let me ask you this, Dan. There was actually a Star Wars horror young adult series back in the day. Ellen, you remember that?
Vaguely.
Back home, we had a drawer that was used exclusively for Goosebumps books, but also a couple of these books. Dan, do you remember these Star Wars horror books?
I actually don't. No.
It was Nightmares of the Galaxy or something. You know about this, Adam?
No.
I actually don't. You've stumped me. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed on a lot of fronts right now.
All right, well, I think as a light appetizer, so we're going to do trivia, we're going to talk about horror movies. It's going to be like, remember when you were growing up and you would turn on Nickelodeon or Disney anytime during October, you would see all these Halloween specials, you'd have all these commercials about Halloween candy. It would so get you in the Halloween spirit. And think about that right now, and how nostalgic do you feel? Multiply that by 10,000. That is what we're aiming for tonight. And I think we're off to a great start. So I have a question.
What?
Which of you tonight feels comfortable reaching across not the fourth wall, but the fifth wall, into the spiritual realm to perhaps touch a demon?
Where?
In the fifth dimension, or fifth wall.
Touch the demon where?
Dan, do you want to touch a demon tonight?
You're really putting me on the spot, man. Depends. Yeah, it depends on where. Who's this demon?
Well, let me explain what's going on here. So if you notice these dark bags under my eyes, it's because I stayed up late last night teaching myself something. And I'm going to grab it right now. I have here a mystical object that will allow us to perhaps tell the future, the past, and the present. Tarot cards. I got tarot cards.
Oh, wow.
And I watched some YouTube videos. But before we do that, let me just, I skipped a crucial step. I forgot to open up the chat and see who we have here. I'm expecting some of our regulars. Cole Schramm, perhaps. Marcos.
Maybe Vic Disco.
Vic Disco, perhaps. So let me open that up. Adam, have you ever had a tarot card reading?
No.
Dan?
No, actually. Nope.
Lon?
Yes. I mean,
Is that a lie?
no.
Apolak says we should make some stakes. Loser does a punishment. That's a good idea for the quiz, for the trivia.
That was actually an inadvertent Simpsons Treehouse of Horror reference you just made.
That was intentional.
But the fact that it was Treehouse of Horror specifically was that. Yeah, see?
There you
No,
go.
I guess not. No, that was not intentional. But it was intentionally a Simpsons
No, that I
reference.
know.
Okay.
So we'll do one of you now, and then maybe we'll return to this at some other point in the evening. But who wants to have their fortune told by Mr. Wayne himself?
Me.
All right, let me just get dressed for this properly. Now, there are many ways that you can do a tarot reading. I personally prefer the past, present, future methodology, where we will draw 3 cards at random and then interpret them. And there's a term actually for what. So normally you have to look in a book to understand what each of these terms are, what each of these cards represent. But I don't have to do that, and I'll tell you why. I learned this last night. But I am what you call. I'm a high-level empath. So I intuitively know what the cards mean. Okay, ready, Adam?
That doesn't actually mean you have empathy, does it?
No.
Okay.
All right, this is your past. What is that? What does that say?
It's like some medieval looking guy holding a staff.
Let me see it. Oh, that's really bad. That is sticks. How many sticks is that?
1, 2, 3,
It should have a numerical number at the top.
9.
Ooh,
It's a Roman
that's a
numeral.
9 of wands. The figure leans upon his staff and has an expectant look. And what this means is strength in opposition if you're being
Strength
attacked.
in, like strength against any opposition.
Yeah, this is in the past though.
Oh, okay.
So you used to have strength. Now let's see what you have now. This is
Wait. If what I had before counts as strength, then this is really bad.
Let's see your present.
Okay. It's a lot of pentagrams.
Ooh.
It's number 8.
Is that upside down or right side up? Because that makes a difference too.
Right side up. It's a guy. It's a guy sitting in stockings, carving pentagrams into yellow discs.
8 of them? Those are
The Roman numeral 8.
Okay, those are pentacles. Oh, okay. This actually.
This is good.
They look like
Well,
the
I don't know. I'm
Squid Game
wondering
cookies.
if this is accurate
Yeah,
because
you're
it says work, employment,
Oh
a
no, that's
commission.
that's not me.
Well, maybe turn it upside down because on the reverse side, it means voided ambition.
Yeah, that's a little more accurate.
All right,
But now I'm
now.
holding the card upside. I mean, it's clearly upside down now.
Well, that's called the reverse. It's actually misspelled here, though. It says it says reversed, but the E and the D are switched. All right, let's see your future.
Okay. Wait. Okay, let's just clarify. So, strength and opposition.
Yeah, you used to have strength and opposition.
Now I have no ambition.
You've abandoned ambition,
Accurate.
and in your future, the more pentacles.
Okay, so it's more pentacles, but they're like stuck to a bush. It's like the guy leaning on a staff, and there's pentacles all over a bush. And it
So
looks
a
like he
bunch
kind
of
of
pentacles
he
stuck to a
planted
bush.
them. It looks like he's sowing a field.
What number
Number
is it?
7.
Ooh, okay. 7 of pentacles. If I remember, this
That's
is
actually how
really
many
bad.
pentacles I have. So it's
Whoa.
Dan, is this making you uncomfortable? Just the idea of the occult?
No, because I love True Detective season 1.
that was a good season.
Okay.
The only good season.
This is your future. And it says right here, these are exceedingly contradictory. In the main, it is a card of money, business, barter. But one reading gives altercation, quarrel, and another, innocence, ingenuity. And this word right here.
Purgation?
Yeah. So,
Purgation?
Adam has purgation in his future.
We all knew that.
Dan, what's your favorite
What is
horror
purgation?
movie?
I mean, I love The Shining. Does that count? Or is that too, like, Kubrick-y? I think that counts, right?
No, I would definitely say that counts.
Yeah. I'd say The Shining.
Are you familiar with all the theories and interpretations of that movie that are out
No. I actually haven't gone deep on that. I know, like, how it's connected to the... there's, like, a documentary, right, about it, like the room number or something
there?
like
Yeah,
that?
Room 237.
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about that.
Room 1408, Samuel L. Jackson.
Isn't that John Cusack?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was either Samuel L. Jackson or John Cusack. I can't remember.
I always mix those two up.
But we have an update here, Adam. You've got the
purgation. Noun, the purification or cleansing of someone or something. In Roman Catholic doctrine, the spiritual cleansing of a soul in purgatory, and then used in a sentence, quote, the purgation by ritual violence of morbid social emotions.
So in the future, you're going to purgatory. What was it, to kill demons or something?
Or am I purgating things?
Oppo Lock chimes in and says, Dr. Sleep was surprisingly good. Thank you. I was trying to remember the name of that sequel. That's the one with Ewan McGregor in it, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's Ewan
right.
McGregor. Yeah, Alon
Cool.
and I,
Sorry.
we didn't love the movie.
did
I was
not love
actually
that movie.
pretty surprised by the positive response it got. It was so long ago that I saw it that I don't remember why I didn't like it. But
And he's the kid, right? He's like little
Yeah.
what's his name? Torrance?
Danny
Little
Torrance.
Danny Torrance, right.
Yeah.
Red Rum Kid, yeah.
The Shining is a sore subject for me right now because I recently did my video, which is titled "What the Shining is Really About," and a lot of people they have
not
their
like
own opinions about what it's really about. Apparently,
Even though
They should get their own
YouTube
YouTube channels then.
well, some of them did, and they pointed me to it. But Dan, did you know that Wendy was the crazy one? Because in one scene there was a chair, and for a second the chair wasn't there.
That sounds like a continuity error to me.
That's what I was saying.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not like I haven't gone deep on The Shining. I think I need to though. It sounds like I need to. I haven't watched it in a while. I just like that movie scares the actual pants off me. So
Yeah, that is. So I was actually thinking about this earlier. I feel like there's different flavors of horror, and I wanted to throw some of these out there. And first off, am I missing some flavors? Do you think this is the right kind of subclassification of horror? And which of these is your favorite? So I think there's disturbing horror, where you leave and you're like, why did I watch that? I would put Hereditary into that category, or The Witch. I don't know if anybody here's seen that.
I haven't seen that, but I mean, after Hereditary, I don't know, I liked it. I wasn't like, why did I watch that?
I liked it, but I would say it wasn't really about jump scares.
Yeah.
It wasn't really about gore, even though there was gore.
Right, it was just very unsettling and
I mean, with the like
not pleasant.
exactly.
leaving thinking, why did I watch that? The only one that comes to my head right now is Requiem for
I
a
was just
Dream,
thinking that,
but
yeah.
that's not even a horror movie. But honestly, like I was more disturbed by that movie than any horror movie I've seen. Probably
It's horrific.
Yeah.
Well, for me, Hereditary is the Requiem for a Dream of horror
Okay.
movies. Because it gave me the same feeling by way of supernatural horror.
Remember Drag Me to Hell with Justin Long?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
that was a great
was a good
movie.
movie.
And I would classify that under horror/comedy.
A little bit.
What was it, Dancing Demon?
That I don't remember too well, but I remember there was a jump scare on someone's cell phone, and that got me worse than any jump scare.
That would be one of my categories, jump scares, where the movie is a lot of found footage movies. I would say fit into that category, where it's just trying to have something jump out and scare you. I would say there's disturbing, but I would put in another category, unsettling, and that's where I would put The Shining, where it's not like why did I watch that, but it's uncomfortable.
The bathtub scene.
Bathtub
Oh, yeah.
scene.
Was that it's been a while since I've seen The Shining, but was that kind of a jump scare, or was that just unsettling?
See, I would say The Shining actually has virtually no jump scares in it.
Okay.
Because everything that happens in that movie, they basically tell you beforehand it's going to happen. Before you get to the hotel, Danny Torrance has visions of the Grady twins. He has visions of the hallway filling with blood. When Jack sees the bathtub lady, he first sees her as
Bodacious.
Bodacious. A beautiful young woman.
Triple D. No, just kidding.
And but basically they start making out, and then you get a close up and you see her cheek, and you can tell it's like an older person's cheek.
Okay.
So and then you see Jack looks shocked. So you already know she's changed. You have an idea of what's coming, and then it cuts to this like decrepit corpse.
Yeah.
So I would say that The Shining, part of the reason it works so well is that it doesn't do jump scares. So Alfred Hitchcock always talked about the difference between surprise and suspense. Surprise is, and then Dan's probably thinking, spoken like somebody who's currently in film school.
I was going to say, Gil, you're really spitting right back your syllabus at us.
That's right. But very briefly, basically, if two people are sitting at a coffee shop and suddenly it explodes, that's surprise. But if you see somebody put a bomb under the table, then two people sit down to have coffee, and you're watching knowing the bomb's going to go off in 10 minutes, that's suspense. And I think
like
that's
what The
Shining does.
Yeah, it's like the opening scene of Inglourious Bastards. That's like the best suspense, you know?
That's where they're hiding under the floorboards.
Yeah, where they're hiding under the floor, yeah.
And Christoph Waltz comes in.
That's right.
Coincidentally, there's also a scene in that movie where they're just pointing guns at each other under the table for a whole conversation.
That's right,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right.
So what's your type of horror, though? Like, are you into the disturbing? Are you into the spooky, but like spooky vibe, but not necessarily that scary? Are you into the jump scares?
I've gone through phases.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say in high school, I was very into disturbing. I remember there was, like my friends and I went out of our way to see a movie that was rumored to have, this wasn't a horror movie, but just relates, rumored to have a real human eyeball in it, getting popped, basically.
Which movie was this again? I forget.
Thriller, A Cruel Picture,
Oh,
which was
yeah.
the inspiration allegedly for Kill Bill.
Right.
But then also I wanted to see as many zombie movies as I could, and I watched Peter Jackson's Dead Alive.
Right.
Because it was supposed to have the most gallons of blood per second of any movie. So I was into like the gross. What would you call it?
I would say, okay, wait, I've got that here. So I have gore realistic and gore cheesy.
So I was into both
That's
of
two
those.
very
I
different
liked
things.
both of them.
Okay.
And then I would say it turned into more like I was interested in kind of psychological stuff. And
So more into the disturbing, unsettling territory. What about you, Alon? What's your what type of horror movie do you like to watch?
I would say the unsettling suspense, like the movie that comes to my mind is Sixth Sense. Like that's one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I love it. Psychological.
Another good one, and that would fall into that category. I would say less psychological, but more suspense, not all about jump scares. It Follows.
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah,
like
that is
that
one
too.
of my favorite. That was, I mean, it tends to come up every time we stream, but that was one of the best years for movies.
You listened to that soundtrack for like a month after.
That's right, yeah.
You have the Blu-ray.
I got the Blu-ray over there. Thanks to, you gave that to me for my birthday,
Yeah.
right? Best birthday ever. It Follows, Twin Peaks box set,
John Wick.
John Wick, Mad Max Fury Road. And
It Follows also has creepy naked people in it.
that's right, just like The Shining.
Yeah.
And by the way,
And
what's
real
up?
life.
We got to do a time check here. 9:36. Everybody who's in the chat, at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have a horror trivia competition. It's going to be like going to a bar for trivia night, but instead of a bunch of losers, you're hanging out with a bunch of one-takers.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
the-
the same as Losers?
Anyway, so
Say that.
all right, Dan, what about you? What is your, if you had to pick like a sub-classification of horror, what is your go-to? Do you like the roller coaster where things are jumping out of the shadows, raising your heart rate, or are you more into the cerebral?
Yeah, I'm a slow burn. I like the, Hitchcock, the Kubrick. I do not buy tickets or watch the jump out kind of scream, those kind of horror movies.
Right.
Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Hey, I actually read something today that reminded me about Donnie Darko. Have you guys talked about Donnie Darko at all in the
love
last
that movie.
20 years?
Alon, now you watched it multiple times.
Yeah. The first day I saw it 3 times that day.
Donnie
Would we-
Darko was like, so a friend of mine watched it, and then he literally called me right after he watched it, and he was like, dude, you have to watch Donnie Darko. And I rode my bike over to his house, and he watched it with me a second time. Later that day, I watched it with you, Alon. And I think that's what started your chain reaction.
Yeah.
Then you went and watched it like 2 more times.
Yep.
I think
It had such a thing. It was such a cult thing. I feel like, every college freshman has like the same kind of experience, like, watching Donnie Darko three or 4 times. Yeah, I was reading this article about how, like the author was like, as a kid, Donnie Darko resonated with me, and now as an adult, 20 years later, I identify with the parents, and it was just kind of interesting, like, take on the story. But yeah, that's like one of those Halloween movies that it sort of flies under the radar as a Halloween movie because it's about so much more, but it is also legitimately creepy and very Halloween themed.
Yeah. I remember like 2 years I dressed up as Donnie Darko for Halloween, and nobody knew what my costume was. Like, I had the skeleton. Like, I actually bought the correct version of it from the movie, and I wore my gray hoodie over it.
Right.
Nobody knew what it was. So the next year, I just went without the hoodie, and I was just a skeleton.
By the way, Plainview in the chat brought up a few other disturbing horror films: Suspiria and Mother. Actually, it's Mother! Exclamation point. Suspiria, though, that's one I watched in college, and that was one of those super disturbing movies, partially because of the soundtrack. If I don't want to quote this wrong, but I believe it's the same people that did Dawn of the Dead and Goblin. Yeah, Goblin. And their music is, even on its own, is so unsettling. So that just made the movie so much worse. But that's a disturbing one. So Dan, you might enjoy that.
Have to add it to the list.
Add it to the list.
That's right.
All right, let's do anecdotes. Halloween. Well, I remembered something earlier today. I was trying to remember the positive Halloween experiences. And I remember we went on a school field trip where we'd spent like 2 or 3 days in nature. And I was really annoyed because it happened to fall during Halloween. So there was one night we were allowed to wear our costumes. And everybody else had costumes where you could see their face, but I put on a skeleton mask so you couldn't see who I was. And I didn't say a word the entire night. I didn't want anybody to know.
Was it that, or was it just social anxiety?
Anyway, so
Kind of like everyone with the masks today. It helps them feel more comfortable outside.
that's right,
in public.
yeah. I've always been self-conscious about this part of my face.
Yeah,
Which
so
is why you're Batman.
That's why you're Batman.
And you expose only that part of your
Well, that's
face.
why I wear my Batman mask upside down.
Yeah.
But I wore this mask and I vowed not to say a word that night. But then we get into one of those big icebreaker sessions. So we're sitting in this big circle. There's probably like 25 of us, and we have to go around the room. And I think the assignment was we each had to say something funny, like a joke we heard, or just say something we think is funny. And so now this is the Hitchcock, like, something's coming, because now it's one by one. Each student is going. Eventually it's going to get to me. And I don't want to say anything. I can't give it away. So what would you do in that situation?
I'd make some kind of cheesy joke about bones. Like, what's a skeleton's favorite instrument?
So you would give up your identity, though. You would speak.
Yeah,
One?
because I'm a coward.
I would start screaming and run out of the room.
So you're in a situation where you're waiting for your turn to say something funny, but you don't want to expose your identity because you're wearing a mask.
Exactly.
You can alter your voice.
Damn it, I wish I thought of that. I just started crying and I was like, it's me, Gil.
I'm sorry.
No, this is what I did. I stood up and I just started walking. And the teacher was like, come on, sit down. Like, we're in the middle of this thing. And then what I did is I kept walking and I walked into a wall and it fell down. And everybody started laughing.
That was
and then
funny.
Instead of, she was annoyed. She's like, what are you doing? Like, sit down. And then she started laughing, applauded. And it was like a great moment. The only problem is nobody knew it was me. But then after we
That's
left.
like the monkey's paw.
That's right, yeah. I wished for it, I got it. Nobody knew. But afterward, I remember I was walking back to the cabin, and some kid jumped out from behind a rock, and he screamed, "Ha ha, Gil, I found you!"
How did he know?
I don't know.
How do you know you were trying to hide who you
The
are?
one's like, Gil, that was me. All right, 18 minutes until trivia. Adam, how do you think you're going to do at trivia?
It's slightly above average.
Really?
Yeah.
On Halloween trivia?
Yeah.
I feel like you have some like pretty big blank spots though. Like you probably don't know the slasher movies.
I know a
Halloween.
little. Yeah, but I've watched enough YouTube videos about them.
Right.
So we got a couple jokes. in the
Oh,
chat, by
okay.
the way. Here, I'll read them. So Marcos says, a skeleton enters a bar and asks for a beer and a mop. Oh, that goes
Anatomically,
right
the
through.
skeleton isn't a
Yeah.
solid container. so-
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, that's funny.
That's and then Stovepipe Down to says, "What's a mummy's favorite music?" Don't read it. Did you already read it? Yeah. Throat singing. Did you look at the answer?
Oh, okay. So no, what was Mummy's favorite music?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the answer?
You don't want to guess?
I don't think he's gonna get
Is it this?
Yeah. It's rap.
That's good.
Pretty good. Listen, if anyone has any more, I'd like to hear them.
Dan, I want to throw something at you.
Shoot.
Brendan Fraser, the Mummy, due for a comeback.
Haven't seen it.
Ah.
Yeah,
They
I
can do
know.
a team up with
I'm telling you, I'm going to do way below average in this trivia.
The Mummy is great. That's an awesome movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's just the
I
right
know.
mixture of action, comedy, and horror.
It's our dad's favorite movie, right? Or one of them.
I've never heard
Avatar's
that
his favorite movie.
It's like it's up there though. The Mummy.
Dan's like shaking his head. Avatar, the Mummy. The Mummy was scary as a kid. Do you know why? What scene am I thinking
The
of? There was-
insects.
yes,
Going under the skin. Yeah.
that was the most frightening thing to me as a
The
kid.
first time I've seen that trope, I guess, X-Files. Remember?
Yes,
That freaked me out.
That's why for
remember,
years I didn't watch
I remember I
X-Files.
left the room when I was a kid during that part.
When we would watch Nickelodeon and Are You Afraid of the Dark would come on, I was afraid of it.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, but my excuse for leaving the room wasn't to admit that I was afraid. I would say, well, it says TVY7, and I was like 5 or 6, so I'd be like, I can't watch this, so I would leave the room.
Well, that's a good question. Adam, when is the last time you were watching a horror movie or anything and you legitimately felt fear? When is the last time you felt scared from a movie?
Probably the scariest things I've seen in the last decade are documentaries.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a very adult answer.
yeah, I know. But it's true, I can't really think of it.
Documentaries and other videos I've acquired
Yeah,
on the Tor network.
yeah, the dark web.
Dan, do you ever feel frightened? Well, you said The Shining, right?
Yeah, but that was so long ago. I'm trying to remember. I feel like something that's coming back to me is watching Signs when I was like younger. That movie like straight up just freaked
that
me
was
out.
good.
The moment where the alien walks
The
across.
door.
Walks up the other side of the doorway.
Yeah, I was
Oh
just
my
picturing
God.
that as you were talking, like right before you mentioned it.
Yeah, that was terrible. I actually like couldn't sleep that night after I watched Signs.
I remember pausing and doing like freeze frame to try to see what the aliens looked like.
What did it look
Yeah.
Pretty creepy.
like? Nice.
Yeah, that was some genuine fear. That was like real world fear.
That was back when Mel Gibson was a regular staple. in film.
Who was just cast. Here's some scary news. Mel Gibson has been cast in the John Wick TV series.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious about
Terrible news. Oh, Plainview says Fire in the Sky. That's another horror movie. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call that a horror movie. So it was based on a true story where a guy disappeared for a few days and it turned out he was abducted by aliens. And he came back and recounted everything that happened. But the movie actually changed most of his account. So it's based on a true story, but they changed it, but the true story probably isn't true also.
Somehow I just got reminded. What was that movie with the radio?
Frequency?
No. We saw it like a year ago.
Pontypool.
Pontypool.
Yeah. Pontypool.
Great
That was a
movie,
great
Gil.
movie.
That is a fantastic
Dude,
movie,
I love
yeah.
that.
I'm talking
I
about
bet-
Frequency.
Oh,
Love that
Frequency.
movie.
Frequency,
Frequency's
yeah.
great too. I saw that many times when I was younger.
That movie's cool.
I really liked it.
Dennis Quaid, right?
Yeah, and the guy
Yeah.
who played Jesus
Jim Caviezel.
Jim Caviezel, yeah.
in Mel Gibson's Passion
You know,
of the Christ.
he's returning for the sequel,
yeah.
Jim Caviezel.
They're making a
Is
sequel?
that where
Yeah.
like he's frozen and he comes back in 2021 and he's like, oh whoa, what are all these buildings?
Right, and he fights the Hydra.
Yeah.
That's right. But let's back to Fire in the Sky for a
Is that in
second.
the source material?
That looks like Gladiator too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a whole separate.
Oh, Apolloc, American Werewolf in London. Did you watch that with me?
We watched it together.
Yeah, my favorite part of American Werewolf in London is the friend that keeps visiting him. So, Lunt, for anybody that doesn't know American Werewolf in London, let me do a 10-minute recap for you.
Is that the one where I joined like halfway through?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I saw the last half.
Well, basically, this guy gets bitten by a werewolf. But when you get bitten by a werewolf, not only do you become a werewolf, but you are also haunted by all of that werewolf's previous victims.
Yeah.
So his buddy keeps he'll be sitting at the theater and his buddy's sitting next to him, and he's like, "Hey man, you gotta kill yourself because you're a werewolf, and I'm stuck on the mortal realm."
Meanwhile, he's like all decrepit and
Yeah.
decomposing.
Every time he visits him throughout the movie, his friend gets more and more decrepit and decomposed. Yeah, so that was my favorite aspect of that movie.
Gil, would you consider any Lars von Trier films to be horror?
Antichrist? I think
I didn't see that one. I was thinking about Melancholia. I still think about that one sometimes. You see that one?
I did. Melancholia would fall into the category of movies I watched, and afterward I thought to myself, I don't know that I needed to watch that.
Yeah,
Very well made.
I did not enjoy watching it, but I think it fits the bill. It was very suspenseful, and basically 2.5 hours of people, waiting for the end, and yeah, that was that was rough.
So to fill you in on Melancholia, basically it turns out there was a planet, right, Dan, hiding behind the moon,
I think that's right. Yeah.
and we found it, and we're like, oh crap, that planet's coming right for us, and so it's going to collide and destroy the Earth. But Lars von Trier was like, I don't want people to watch this movie and wonder, are they going to live or not? So the movie opens with Earth getting destroyed, and you see all of the main characters dying. And then it's like, now let's enjoy the last 8 days leading up to that. And it's just horribly depressing. But Kirsten Dunst is great in it, so is Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, it's just Kirsten Dunst staring at the horizon, sadly.
That's right, yeah. That was the last time I looked forward to and watched a Lars von Trier movie.
Well, thanks for spoiling the end.
Thank you for spoiling the first 3 minutes of the movie.
Spoiler alert.
The beginning and the end.
All right, let's go back to the chat for a minute. So, Shadows Lengthen. Loves shadows, actually. I have a great shadow story.
Oh.
All right, let's go into this. Okay.
Apolloc is a fan of Willem Dafoe.
Oh, interesting.
The certain appendage. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That movie had a close-up.
Was it real?
You saw... It wasn't his, though.
It was a body double?
Yes.
Or an appendage
You
double?
saw
Yeah.
it.
That which shall not be named. I've never seen one. Well, where were we going with this? Oh, Dan, do you believe in ghosts?
I do actually. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I don't know why not.
Have you had an encounter ever? If you're comfortable sharing, you don't have to.
I have not. No, I've not had. Oh, well, actually, I had a light encounter.
Yeah.
Like
A succubus?
Well, it was an incubus, actually.
I was staying with a friend's staying at a friend's house for a summer when I was interning in LA 10 years ago, and 2 weeks before I left, he and his family started telling me about how the room I was sleeping in was supposedly haunted, and it kind of they were convincing. They were just enough convincing in their tale to plant the seed a little bit in my brain. It was a little frightening. And then there was a mirror fell off the bathroom one day, just spontaneously fell on the ground. It was kind of weird. There were some weird things afoot, but that's the closest I have to encounter. I don't know. I've just heard enough stories of plausible, episodes and things and podcasts, and I'm like, well,
Yeah. I've seen pictures with smudges on them.
Orbs.
Orbs. Sorry, I'm not making fun, Dan. I had an encounter with a ghost when I was a kid, so I don't really want to talk about it though.
I was gonna say, yeah, sounds like.
Well, first let's jump to the chat. So Apolloc said something here about Willem Dafoe. Shadows Lengthen. He's talking about American Werewolf in London. He says he loves the scene in the movie theater, his friend Jack and everyone else that David had killed, giving him jolly suggestions on how to kill himself. Yeah, that was Probably one of the best scenes in the movie.
That was funny.
Like, a great blend of creepy, a little bit disturbing, also kind of funny. Mike Rapp said he watched Eraserhead when he was 10 and was disturbed for weeks. It's David Lynch. Dan, have you watched Eraserhead?
Ooh, I was gonna say no. I actually haven't seen Eraserhead, but David Lynch is a great call to get into this conversation because that's I've certainly lost hours of sleep to David Lynch movies too.
Yes. And Eraserhead, I would say, extremely creepy, very bizarre. Jennifer Fabian, she enjoyed your succubus comment. Apolock. Pinhead's plot boils down to the extent a woman goes for a good intimacy. Not just a woman, though. The first person who entered their realm was Frank.
Is Pinhead? Is that Hellraiser?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Hellraiser. Yeah, and I feel like you would be really into the plot of this movie. It's about a dimension of Cenobites where their sole purpose, the only thing they're interested in, is pushing the limits of experience of pain. And they exist in a dimension where you could rip yourself apart, basically like hell. So you could rip yourself into pieces and you're still alive, experiencing the worst pain imaginable. They're
This
what's
sounds
that
very
called?
familiar to me.
It's sadomasochism.
Yeah.
You're like, I think it's what it's called. I have no familiarity with this. Oh man, 6 minutes until trivia. Who here is ready for trivia? Hopefully people have been studying up on IMDB. But to get in the mood for trivia, so I'll share my one encounter with a ghost. When I was 4 years old, you guys know this story. Dan, I don't think you've heard this.
No.
I think I was 4 or 5 years old. I woke up in the middle of the night because I had to use the restroom. I didn't just wet the bed like some people. I woke up to use the bathroom, but for some reason I felt like I had to go tell my mom. And so I walked through the hallway. Our house was very creaky, so every step it was creaking. You know, it was probably 2, 3 in the morning, and I get to my mom's bedroom, but there's a crib in the way because we had a baby.
It was me.
A demon baby. But there was a crib in the way, and Adam was asleep. So I didn't want to wake her up. I didn't want to wake Adam up. I just wanted to wake up my mom. So I started saying, like, Mom, gotta go to the bathroom. I'm gonna go. I don't need help or anything, but I just wanted to let you know.
And no, I didn't wet the bed. That's what you're thinking.
It was a little wet, but I think I was just sweaty. And I was crying. But then I looked up, and in the window, the shades were down, and I saw my shadow. And my shadow began to move of its own accord. It was doing this. And then I became frozen with fear. Like, that actually happens. You get so scared you can't move. And then I sprinted back to bed.
Scary.
And that's why I'm always afraid to use the bathroom ever since.
That's why you are afraid of your shadow.
That's
like
right.
Peter Pan.
Now, that did happen to me. I do remember it, but in retrospect, I think it was probably a dream. Or a nightmare.
Or trees.
Possibly. No, it definitely... Everyone always says maybe it was a tree. Trees don't do this. They have limbs that do not look like arms. It was definitely my shadow. But it was a dream.
A nightmare.
Plainview says it was an alien. I think that's probably true.
Shadow's Langton's talking about The Omen. That was a good movie.
The Omen with Gregory Peck. Did we watch The Omen?
I watched it when like a long time ago.
Gotcha. All right, 4 more minutes. Oh, and let's fire up Kahoot.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna get ready for trivia now. So I hope you've been paying attention because,
Okay.
yeah, click that, share your screen.
Yep.
If you've been paying attention, I've been subtly dropping hints. And some of the stuff we talked about is going to relate to questions that we're going to ask. So hopefully you've all been paying attention. Dan, you can join too. If you so basically what you have to do here is very simple. Just take a look at the screen. There should be a code. And then go to kahoot.it, type in the code, and you'll be in the game. And then you choose a nickname. And then... This is where it gets confusing. Well, maybe I was going to
The
say
whole email thing?
the email thing. Forget the email
about
thing.
it.
Just put in a nickname. And let's say top. How many people get a prize? First place gets a prize. A really cool prize.
Daniel's not eligible, right?
He doesn't know anything about horror. He's eligible.
Am I eligible?
Everyone's eligible.
Yeah, you two can play. Yeah, you don't know the
okay.
questions.
You got Danny.
I'm Danny Torrance, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll give this about 5-10 minutes for people to join. So this is going to be probably about 20 questions on the topic of horror movies and horror movie adjacent topics. And the winner will get something frighteningly amazing.
How do you spell Kalal? Kalal.
It's Kal-E-L.
Dash.
Capital K, capital E.
Wait, Kal dash what? El?
That's right.
Capital El? Kalal.
You got it, yeah. Kal-El, no!
And everyone in the chat, this is your chance to win big.
That's a chainsaw.
Oh.
That was a car. Sound like a
I don't know
car.
what that was. I didn't even do anything. That just happened. All right, we'll give it another. I'd say 10:05. We'll start with some horror trivia.
I have a ghost story.
All right, please share.
All right. Now I don't believe in ghosts,
Right,
but
of
if I
course.
were to, this would be the reason. There's our university. There's asylum,
An abandoned asylum.
abandoned mental institution around the campus on the outskirts, and I figured I had a photography project to do. What better place than this abandoned facility? So I go at like 6 p.m. Still a little light out. It's like really creepy looking. I showed you pictures a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's like, so first of all, the entrance was like boarded up, but clearly someone had already broken it open. So I go inside. First thing I see is like a dead bird, like inside, like in the hallway. So not a good sign, first thing you see, dead bird.
Right?
Right, yeah, all right. But,
So I ate the bird, of course.
I ate it, yeah. But yeah, no, I walk around, there's like creepy, like children's like bunk beds, like some are like thrown like over on their side. But I go into the bathroom and the door was wide open. I go in, I'm like looking at the bathtub, looks completely disgusting. All of a sudden I just hear a slam behind me. The door that was ajar
Right.
when I entered just slammed closed on its own. There's no wind. I didn't touch it. Kind of creepy.
Damn.
Yeah. There's a ghost. I met him.
Or an alien.
Or an alien. Maybe it was Mr. Burns. Remember that?
I bring
Oh,
you
yeah.
love.
Yeah.
I bring you
Um,
love.
Yeah, then I go downstairs to the basement for some reason because I'm an idiot. And there's just this room like that looked like it just went on forever, but it just kind of like faded into darkness.
Right.
It was just this giant machine on like railroad tracks. It looked like I don't know what the hell it was.
And you thought it was a minecart from Donkey Kong.
Yeah, so I wrote it. I met Donkey Kong.
Jumped on some lizards.
Yeah. So at that moment, I figured I probably shouldn't walk into the darkness. Went back upstairs. Pitch black outside. Not pitch black, but it was nighttime.
How would you react if we went back to that abandoned asylum and we go down to the basement and we see you standing there like in a straitjacket?
So,
But you're-
wait, am I with you?
Yeah, but
And
we
then I
see
me?
you.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, it was pretty
Oh,
creepy there.
I think Plainview solved it. Probably for laundry, the laundry cart.
Yeah.
This has been
Oh.
plaguing on for 20 years.
I mean, it was big though.
Yeah, Plainview. I mean, how much laundry could they have?
Yeah. There's also, I went to, I went to this one room that had like hooks hanging from the ceiling. But it was something with like farming or something.
How would you react if we went to the asylum and we went to that room with the hooks and you were hanging off one of them?
No, I mean, it was really creepy there. Nothing would surprise me if we went back.
All right. All right, couple minutes here, and then we're going to jump into horror trivia. And Marcos D is nervous. He says there in Argentina, they don't have Halloween. That's fine. None of these questions require knowledge of Halloween. Just horror movies. Some of which are called Halloween. So
I think the punishment for the loser would be we send them to that asylum.
yeah, we're putting you in that
Overnight.
laundry cart.
Yeah.
You're going to come out clean as a whistle. All right, for those of you that are just joining, take a look at the screen. You can open up your phone or your computer or your laptop, any device with internet. Go to kahoot.it, type in that number, and that'll get you into the trivia game, which will start in approximately 2 minutes. And it'll be a series of probably 20-ish questions on horror movies, and we'll see who knows their stuff. Marcos D. Some scenes of Dune are horrific. Does that count? Oh no, is Dune a horror movie?
No. But it's a good movie.
The only horror was
David Lynch make the first.
how one was
Yeah.
shoving the popcorn into your mouth the whole time and spit flying everywhere.
Yeah.
That was the only horror in that movie.
Adam kept throwing M&Ms into my popcorn bag.
That's true.
Really nice of him.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, I told him to. I mean, he offered it, but I told him to throw it in.
Okay. By the way, David Lynch did direct the original Dune movie.
Isn't that weird?
He detested it so much, though, that he took his name off it. Dan, you probably know this. George Lucas offered Return
Heard
of the
of him.
Jedi to David Lynch. He wanted
I did.
David Lynch to direct it.
I did know that. God, that would have been a different movie.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. Might have been a good movie in that case, you know?
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. One of the worst, right?
It's like, when are these Jedi going to return? You know? Ewoks.
Oh, we got another.
All right, we've got about 30 seconds if anybody else wants to join
15 people in the chat, 8 people on Kahoot.
here. We should say, by the way, if you win and you're international, whatever you receive will not be a physical object.
Digital, yeah.
It'll be digital only.
And NFT.
An NFT, original NFT.
NFT OneTake t-shirt.
That's right.
Does OneTake have NFTs actually?
Not yet, just came
I
up
feel like
with
that's you guys got to get into that.
You're right. You're right.
Hey, welcome, Bart Simpson.
Okay. Let me just make a note here to look up what an NFT is.
How to NFT.
All right, we had a few more people join, so I'm going to give it a 15-second count now before we start trivia. So you've got about 15 seconds. Go to kahoot.it, go on your phone, go on your computer, whatever you want to do, and type in that code, and then the game will begin. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. But yeah, say the game will begin.
And then the game will begin.
What was that?
I don't know.
Sorry, I had something weird earlier.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Wow,
sorry,
okay,
at the
just
last
under
second.
the wire. All
There we
right,
go.
let the games begin.
I'm locking it, and now I'm starting it.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so like look at the screen. It's gonna.
Who was the killer in the original Friday the 13th? Was it Michael Myers? Freddy Krueger, perhaps? Jason
Is there
Voorhees?
any incentive to answer quickly?
Jigsaw.
Yes, if 2 people get the same answer, whoever answered it quicker gets more points.
Okay.
All right, so Alon, what did you say to that one?
I said Mrs. Voorhees.
That's right. And what did you say?
I said Jason Voorhees.
Moron.
Yeah.
Wow. In the original Friday the 13th movie, it was his mother killing all the camp counselors. Because the story of Friday the 13th is that a boy named Jason was at a summer camp, Crystal Lake, and he drowned because the camp counselors were too busy doing something that Willem Dafoe is very familiar with. So she obviously was very upset. So she came back years later to get revenge on everybody, all the camp counselors. So in the first movie, it was Pamela Voorhees. And then there was a twist at the end where you find out that Jason didn't drown and he was still alive and he would be the killer in part 2. All right, let's go to the next question. And I hope you were paying attention because This first question is relevant for the second question.
Uh-oh.
Who is the killer in Friday the 13th Part 2? All right, Carwell got
feel
that
bad.
one.
I don't want to win.
Well, I feel like there's some tough questions coming up. Rap Masters in second, Stovepipe, Dr. Death, and then Damien is he's in the game. All right. All right, let's go to the next question. In what film was someone killed? Well, I should say was someone nearly killed for not knowing the answer to the previous question. It wasn't a film. It was Right Now. Anybody who got it wrong. I don't know. I mean, all these movies, like any one of these could be the answer.
Yeah,
Damn.
obviously.
I don't know what to, I don't know. I don't know. Scream.
You got it wrong, didn't you?
I did.
You got it wrong?
You did get it wrong.
What did you say, Owen?
Scream.
Dan, did you get that one right?
Yes, but I guessed.
Oh, okay. It was so. So the opening to Scream. So before Scream came out, they advertised the movie as starring Drew Barrymore. So the first scene, Drew Barrymore's hanging out, and then she gets a phone call, and he's like, "Want to play a game?" And then he starts asking her questions, and he asks, "Who is the killer in the first Friday the 13th movie?" And she says, "That's easy, Jason Voorhees." And he's like, "No, I'm gonna kill you, you idiot." Fiddle Griddle, by the way, asks, "How many brothers are there? I feel like I see a new one every time I'm here." I'm gonna not answer that. I'm gonna plead the fifth. I'm not gonna answer that. Next question.
What are those cells that like split?
Mitosis.
Yeah.
Oh,
or mitosis.
by the way, we should say Damien is no longer in the top 5. Come on, Damien. You're too busy being cursed by a demon. Get your head in the game.
Ready?
Omen. Yeah.
Next.
What was the name of the antagonist from The Ring? And by the way, you might think I misspelled antagonist.
I answered too fast.
But that's the European spelling of the word.
No. Yeah. I think I'm good. Yeah.
I answered too quickly. I knew it was the other
What
one.
did you put? What was your
I
answer?
accidentally hit Shamshara.
Shamshara.
Are you serious?
I knew it was
Yeah.
Samara.
Were you some kind of shimsham? Whoa, what are you doing? We have to have banter after each
Oh,
question.
I'm sorry, but well, it's not.
Oh, wow, the board's totally changed now. Danny Torrance is out. He's not even in the top 5. Dr. Death is coming up. Rap Master still holding strong. Carl, you knew the answer to that.
Wait,
He needs
how come Dr.
Alon needs to slow down. He can't win.
Yeah,
How come
you
Dr.
start-
Death has a streak icon for getting 3 correct answers in a row, and so did I?
I gave that to him. I rewarded it to him.
Oh, really?
No,
What?
I don't know.
Why
Next
would you-
question.
Why would you lie about that?
Because you can't trust me. I'm like a... In what film did Jason Voorhees get his hockey mask?
Oh.
But everything listed here, these are all real movies, by the way. I didn't make up any of these. I don't know. I mean, it could be... By the way, it is possible for the answer to be none. That's not true. That's not true.
Okay.
It was Friday the 13th, Part 3. Who knows for bonus points? But I'm not going to actually keep track of bonus points.
Wow.
But
A lot of us guessed, too.
Dan, what do you think he wore in Part 2?
A football
If
match.
not a hockey mask, you mean?
Yeah, so Part 1, it was his mother doing the killing. Part 2, it was Jason, but he did not yet have his trademark hockey mask.
Sarah says they're getting the questions before we have them on.
Well, considering I got it wrong,
That's okay. That's
fine,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Look at your phone screen more than the YouTube screen.
Yeah. But, so hold on, what do you think he wore in Part 2? If you were writing... let's say you were rebooting Friday the 13th, and you needed to choose something besides a hockey mask for him to wear, what would you choose? And play along in the chat. What would you make him wear if you were rebooting the Friday the 13th franchise?
You think I'd be able to guess it?
No, I'm asking what you would
Like
pick.
creatively, what would your choice?
Well, you know what? Why don't you all chew on that, and I'll tell you what he wore. It's a burlap sack with a hole in it. Just
Okay.
one hole. For one of
Like
his eyes, yeah.
Scarecrow.
That's right, yeah. It is like Scarecrow.
It is, yeah.
All right, next question.
All right.
That's right, stovepipe down tube. He wore a sack, a burlap sack.
And we should reiterate, look at your phone, not the YouTube video, because it's
Yeah,
delayed.
if you wait for me to ask the question,
You'll be
you're
at a
playing at a
disadvantage.
disadvantage. Yeah,
Yeah.
look at your phone, you'll see it quicker.
All right, here we go.
Oh boy, the board's
Stovepipe.
changed. Stovepipe. Alon is losing his hold on first. All right, let's go.
Puzzle.
Oh, this is place these movies in order of their release.
Oh man. This is tough.
Man. What?
You gotta like drag and drop them.
Yeah.
You get that?
Yeah.
Let's see. I gave you extra time for this one.
Oh, thank you.
Like you wore a sack, but that's not what we're asking for right now.
Huh?
No, I'm good.
Sarah says, what if he wore a bathing suit because he drowned?
See, that's
But
good.
like, is it on his head?
What if he wore? This is what he does. He wears one of those training inflatable things, but over his face, so he just floats on the water. Like imagine that. You know?
I mean, you would just see a floaty thing.
He would probably accidentally cut it with his machete, though. I should have made that a question. What was his weapon? Nah, this is better.
You know,
I think you dropped a card there. I saw one earlier. Yeah, by your foot.
do I need to get it right now?
Yeah, you don't have to. I just.
All right, let's see. I'm very curious to see who got this one. All right, let's see the results, Alon.
I got it wrong.
I'm doing terribly.
Adam, how did you do? You got it wrong?
Yeah.
Dan, come on. You got this one right?
I don't think anyone got
Wait.
it.
No, man. I'm bringing up the rear here. I think I'm in last
man.
place.
Did it not?
I have a zero.
I'm still 104 points behind Morticia.
All right. It seems that question did not work.
Wait, maybe nobody got it right.
Yeah, no, I think just
guess
no one got
nobody
it.
got it right.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my lord, I'm disappointed here. Okay, let me school you all because I'm a big Halloween fan. I've got Halloween 3. I don't watch the movies though. I just read the books. I got Halloween 3.
Only the
No one can see. They
adaptations
can't
of
see
the
the
films.
camera. They can't see the
Oh,
camera.
they can't. No, we're on this.
No,
one.
they can see. Like
It's
a
just very
small
small.
Oh, okay, cool.
I've got the books. And in fact, just a quick plug, this is the novelization of Halloween Kills.
The newest.
The newest one by Tim Waggoner. I'm interviewing him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That's
Yeah.
cool, right? But, so basically you had Halloween Part 4. I forget what the options were, but it was Halloween 4.
Resurrection.
Okay, and then it was Curse of Michael Myers. Then it was H2O, and then Resurrection. And Owen, do you know what Halloween H2O stands for?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Water.
That's right.
No, I know. It's a Hollywood. Halloween.
Don't tap the table.
The next 20 years something.
So the movie is called, the full title of Halloween H2O is Halloween H2O 20 years later.
Yeah.
I presume the H2O stands for Halloween 20. So the movie is Halloween 20 years later. But surprisingly, it's a good movie. It's a pretty good movie. I would say it's one of my favorite of the Halloween movies, which is not saying a lot, but it's good. But one more thing I want to say on that is I was looking at since I thought it was a pretty decent movie, but I know it was not well reviewed. I wanted to go back and look at some of the reviews for Halloween H2O and see why people didn't like it. So Halloween H2O is a direct sequel to Halloween 2. So it skips 4, 5, and 6. And so the first review I clicked on for why it wasn't a good movie, they go, "This movie expects me to believe that the events of 4, 5, and 6 did not occur. Oh, really? I remember watching them. So what are you trying to say?"
You know, that's like when a product on Amazon gets a bad review because something happened during shipping.
"I stubbed my toe on the way to the mailbox." 1 star. Dan's like, "I'm the one who left that review." Oh, and next question. Is that enough Halloween talk?
What?
In Halloween.
Or is it? Which famous rapper was featured in the film Halloween Resurrection? Ludacris? LL Cool J?
I think I actually got this one. This might be the
Yeah,
first question I got right.
And I think I know why. It was mentioned on a podcast we listened to.
Don't confuse this with Ninja Turtles.
Luda.
Hey.
Oh no, I was wrong.
Me too.
So it was Busta Rhymes. So I have some facts for you here, though. If you chose LL Cool J, you may have been thinking of Halloween H2O.
I was, yeah.
If you chose Vanilla Ice,
Yes, that's
Ninja
what I
Turtles.
chose.
2.
that's the you were thinking
Secret
of
of the
Ninja Turtles
Use.
too.
I always confuse Halloween and Resurrection and Ninja Turtles too.
If you chose Ludacris, you were most likely thinking of Too Fast, Too Furious. A few comments in the chat, then we'll go to the next question. Well, let's see the results first. Okay, Stovepipe. Stovepipe.
I literally have a 0.
Damien's back. All right, Damien's on the. I'm rooting for Damien, only because I love the underdog.
I have a 0. I just said.
Yeah, but you know, I also like winning though.
You're like underdog.
That's right. It's like there's the dog, and then there's like a little like
Cockroach.
yeah. That's the. Oppo Lock says, "Did you see the latest Halloween movie?" Yeah, the book was great. Mike Rapp never gotten into the Halloween series, stopped after the first 2. H2O is solid. I would check out H2O. I enjoyed that. Well, I'll go to the next question.
Please.
Please.
All right, fine.
What was the name of the ghost in the ghost bathroom attendant that Jack Torrance met in The Shining? Dan, you've got to get this. You're the best. You're the best. You love The Shining. That's all
I've seen it like
about.
3 times. I'm sure I didn't get it. I haven't gotten really many of these right. I'm actually behind Adam. So
he
I'm
hasn't
bringing
made
up the right. Damn it!
All right.
Oh God!
What kind of name is Delbert?
I just looked at the last name. I didn't even
Yeah,
realize you had
see?
it twice.
It's like me when I chose Shamshara.
All right, let me school you guys. So, Henry Bowers, who Adam probably picked.
No, I chose Charles Grady.
Me too.
See, I know where you went
Yeah,
wrong.
that's what I did
Looking at my
too.
phone.
So, when Jack gets to the hotel, they warn him there was a previous caretaker who slaughtered his family. His name was Charles Grady. When he meets the bathroom attendant, he introduces himself as Delbert Grady. So it's confusing. It's one of those things that's been debated for years. Why is his name Delbert when you know his name is Charles? It's probably because Wendy's crazy and she's hallucinating the whole thing, right? But the answer is Delbert Grady. Yeah. Next question.
This is the worst I've ever performed on a test of any kind.
Oh, but Larry Durkin, by the way, though.
the best I've ever performed on a test.
Larry Durkin, the other option, he is played by Tony Burton. He's in The Shining, and that's Apollo Creed's trainer.
Oh.
Yeah.
He played the friend of the guy that mentored Danny about his Shining ability. Next question. Which of these film franchises... All right, enough of that. Which of these film franchises did not have a tie-in TV series? So one of these did not have a TV series.
Pumpkin.
I don't know what's
I just guessed.
guessed.
Total guess.
All right, let's see. Hold on, what did you guess?
I forget. Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street.
I guess Chucky.
Dude, most people
Wow.
guess that.
Oh my God! Hold on, you hold on. The people in this chat, you've never seen Freddy's Nightmares? It's a great anthology series where he's, instead of the Crypt Keeper, like the horror host, it's hosted by Freddy, and every week he tells you a different scary story. And sometimes he's in that.
You didn't see it.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
I read about it on Wikipedia today.
There's no way that's good.
No way. It had like 3 seasons though. Friday the 13th, there was a TV series that had nothing to do with the continuity of the movie. It was about an antique shop where all the items were cursed. And so they had to find all the people who bought the items and get them back because they're cursed. And then Chucky is a show airing right now. It's part of the film series
I
continuity.
knew about that one. That's why I didn't pick it.
Yeah, there's ads for it everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, so there's no Halloween TV series. I've got a great idea for a Halloween TV series, though.
I'm okay. Statistically speaking, I should have gotten something right by now, and I've managed to get them all wrong.
Wait, you didn't get
Well,
one answer right?
I haven't gotten a single one
Oh
right.
my god.
You have a chance to come back because I have 114 questions. Just kidding. We're probably about a third of the way through. Jennifer Fabian, by the way, says that she's seen the Nightmares show.
Yeah.
It's cheese.
Cheese. Okay.
I love cheese.
Yeah.
Parmesan. Next question.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh.
Wow, Stovepipe is unstoppable.
I'm in last.
I'm rooting for Kalel here. I
Well, you're
I like
in-
the underdog.
last of the top.
Oh yeah, Damien's he's making his way up there.
Stovepipe Damien's coming for you.
The power of the Omen
Yeah.
demon. All right, next question. Exact Starline Pictures. What flavor of cheese? What was the highest grossing horror film of all time? Was it Dune? I don't know. Was it
You know what? I'm gonna stick to my guns here.
I think it was the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. I think that was the answer.
Actually, I'm probably wrong.
I have a good feeling this time.
Yeah, I should.
Was that Heath Ledger's final role?
Oh, I think so.
No.
I knew it, man. I knew.
What did you get? What did you say?
Adam,
Exorcist,
Adam, I'm with,
Exorcist, and
I'm
then
with
my
you,
kid's
Adam. I keep
probably-
getting everything wrong too.
I knew.
Yeah,
it.
it's Jennifer.
Dan, you and I
Cheddar.
are intellectuals.
Wait, so what did you
It's-
guess at?
I don't know how this is
I
happening.
guess The Exorcist is which it did the best.
The newest one, not part 2. And it wasn't called It Part 1. It was called It and then It Chapter 2, I believe. Nah, not The Exorcist. Guys and gals.
I said Exorcist too.
Ghouls. Halloween?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
This is
Starlight.
really
Oh, wait,
crushing my
I have
Halloween
some fun facts, though, about this. It, $700 million is how much it made. Next question.
Daniel, get out of here.
Wait, Daniel's making his way up? Wow, he's probably Googling.
He's definitely googling.
You're not allowed to Google,
You
by
don't
the
have to
way.
be fast. You just have to be right and hope other people are wrong.
Well, and slower than you. Is if you both get it right, the faster one
I
gets
know
more
what I'm
points.
saying. Like so many people
Stovepipe
getting
has a
it wrong.
commanding lead though.
Yeah. Can I admit something? I'm Stovepipe.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm definitely not getting this one.
Oh boy.
Put the
From most to least.
yeah most to least grossing.
Okay, dude. That
So,
goes
there-
crazy.
so we know
spelling
what's in
errors.
Too many
first,
words in
right?
there.
If you were paying attention, you know what's first, right? Dan. I'm not gonna tell you what it
I have
is.
a good feeling about this.
This question was riddled with errors.
Oh, really? What does it say?
Put the top 4 heightest
Heightest
That's
grossing
and
that's
horror.
your-
Come on.
war of the world.
I said
my-
War of the World.
Yeah, dude. what-
War of the World.
Someone had too much candy corn when he was
Well.
making this.
I made it minutes before we started.
Yeah.
Order from most to least box office.
All right, he let Daniel write this question.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, somebody got it right.
God.
It wasn't me.
How do I? It
wasn't me.
God.
Dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, you know.
Wow.
I mean, look, the important thing is I knew what the question was asking, and I
it
knew
took
what
me a
every
while
movie
to
was.
figure out
I
what
knew
it was
somebody was
asking.
going to say this. Starline. Not sure I'd consider I Am Legend as a horror film.
I mean, people consider zombies and that kind of
Okay, let me
stuff.
say this. If I Am Legend is not a horror film, then neither is Twilight.
Or
Next
War of the
question.
World.
So War of the
Twilight's
Worlds, like
not a
the.
horror movie.
You're talking like War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. That one.
Yes.
Daniel.
That's
Oh,
not,
yeah. If giant aliens attacked, I wouldn't be scared. That would be a riot.
I would be surprised.
I would be surprised.
That's
Oh,
like
man,
the slow
what?
suspense thing.
Aliens.
Oh, and I forget. Did you answer this? Have you ever been scared from a movie before?
I don't know. I mean, I've
Forrest
Uh,
Gump.
I
That's
listen.
terrifying.
I don't
Home video
remember.
of my bris.
I don't remember specifically what movie and or movies, but I know that when I was a kid, I've seen a movie, and then when I
Yeah.
go to bed, I wrap it around me tight, the sheets, so that way
Blanket.
nothing can get in.
You know those things you have on the bed that make you, the
I said sheets.
yeah.
Pumpkinhead scared me.
Oh,
Just
I tell
because
Oh yeah,
folks.
Pumpkinhead was.
Oh,
just 'cause
Pumpkinhead.
That was a-
the
I
demon was like so
remember being-
grotesque.
Yeah.
I remember being very intrigued by that movie as a kid.
There's like 4 of them. Let's watch it.
All right.
We're shutting the stream down.
Yeah,
We're
bye,
gonna watch
everyone.
Pumpkinhead. All right, let's go to the next question.
All right.
What is not considered a universal monster? Who is not one of the classic universal monsters?
All right, I think I got it.
You know
this
about the
time. I
Universal
think I may have
Monsters,
actually
right?
gotten it. This
Yeah, it's like the cinematic universe of monsters.
It was the first. This was really the Universal Monsters were the
Dude,
first.
you got lazy with the pictures.
Yeah, I
time.
kind of stopped.
Oh,
Wait,
Frankenstein's not a
come
monster.
on.
Oh, my
He's not a monster.
Obviously.
Frankenstein's monster.
So all of them.
they were all
except-
Universal monsters.
this is killing me.
All right. Well, now I know to expect trick questions.
All right, guys.
I'm an
someone,
idiot. I shouldn't. I knew you had some tricks up your sleeve.
Dan, can you help out Starline Pictures? He wants to know, what do teenage girls see in Twilight?
I'm Team Edward.
Robert Pattinson.
Oh,
And that other dude.
the cat noises on the stream.
Too loud?
No, they were disturbing. Sarah's cats freaked out when they heard it.
Well, so Frankenstein is the name of the doctor.
Yeah, we all know you.
Gil, that is
Freaking
bush
It's a
league.
low
Bastard.
blow, man.
Yeah, that is too much.
But yeah, the Universal monsters were the original cinematic universe. They had crossovers,
Yeah.
but there was no continuity. Like they would die and they'd be back. Abbott and Costello would show up. Next question.
Okay, no change.
All right, Damien's gonna get the next one right.
Oh my god! Come
I
on!
forgot that I did this one. All right, if you add up the number, how many Halloween
This
movies
is just
were there?
a total guess.
How many Friday the 13th movies? How many Nightmare on Elm Street?
God.
Add them all together. Divide by 2.
No.
Multiply by 3.
Carry the one.
Subtract 1/3
Plus 7.
of the amount. I'm curious to know the answer to this one, actually.
Oh,
This is so
No.
demoralizing.
oh my
You know,
god.
I almost guessed 32 because I was like, you'll make it second highest.
I just
won't you?
figured I'd
But
go
then I
with
was
the
like, no,
highest.
he's gonna think that I'm thinking that, so I'll pick the highest one.
There's only 8 Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Only.
Okay, what about the others?
Oh, I should say, by the way, this is probably why some people got it wrong, is crossovers are counted, but only once. So like Freddy versus Jason,
Oh my
you don't count it both.
Let's
for
see if you
Friday.
told me that
people are
before,
dead.
then I would have
Yeah.
gotten it.
Like, I thought the answer was 33. There's no choice. So I had to pick 28, you know? All right, next question.
I hate you.
Some people got it right. Actually, the majority
Most
of people got it right. Wow, we got a bunch of mathematicians here. Wow, Daniel. Daniel's never won anything. He's on his way up. Daniel was running around the room like crazy with all his cat noises.
Yeah.
Okay, who
Pos.
possessed Reagan in The
Pos.
Exorcist? Yeah, who passed Reagan in The Exorcist? I was once possessed by a demon.
Was it Satan?
Not this one, but
Satan?
Dude, you should have had me spell check this for you.
Hey, I'm on the board.
oh, congratulations!
I don't know how.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
I just.
Hey, Adam, I guessed it too.
Really? Yeah,
Dan
it was
got
kind
it.
of just a guess, but
We are on the
Pazuzu
same
sounded
wavelength.
familiar. Dan and I were in sync. This is kind of spooky.
Damn, we should shut the stream down right now.
What is Pazuzu?
It's a demon. But fun fact, did you get it right?
No.
Yeah.
So Pazuzu did claim to be Satan, but the priest was like, "No, you're not." Next question.
No change.
You know, the Catholic Church still formally trains exorcists, right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
cool.
exorcisms are performed every day.
All the time.
There's probably one happening right now.
I'm thinking of getting my certificate.
You have to exercise daily.
That's
Nice.
Starline Pictures, by the way, says concept: have Ash Williams of Evil Dead kick the asses of all horror movie villains in one movie or series. Well, if you read comic books, you can read Ash versus Freddy versus Jason. I don't remember it being very good, but if you just want something that's just gets you in the Halloween vibe, it was good. All right, let's go. Damien, come on, man. That was yours. I set it on a platter for you. All right, Alon got this. They dumped a bunch of blood on Carrie. What kind of blood was it? All right, and I actually
Yes.
Oh man, I would have gotten it the first
Okay.
time if you didn't go.
That away, that away.
Hey, 2 in a row.
let me tell you my logic on this one. I figured it's pretty easy to get cow blood. Not as easy to get goat blood, but you associate goat with demonic. And then I just threw human
Now,
in there.
is this like in the production of the movie or in the
movie,
it is told that it's this kind of
it was
okay.
canon that it was pig's blood. And I met a pig
Swine. You
a
should say
couple weeks
swine.
ago. I met swine a couple weeks ago.
No, I mean when you're in a horror concept. But on the farm, you met a piggy.
Thomas Karnacki says Mary Samhain, everyone.
Hey,
Not Sam Hain. as Paul Rudd said in Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers.
Tell us about the pig.
Yes, I met a pig. Pigs are a lot more vocal than I realized. I did. but non-stop. You know?
Yeah.
Next question.
That's it.
I knew that.
All right, 2 in a row.
All right, let's see. What is our destination for this next question?
Final. Yeah. Ready?
Yes.
I don't know.
Place these films. Now, this is not the order of release. This is the order in which they took place in the story. One got this. I saw the look on his face. And his nose started bleeding, which always happens when he thinks really hard. Owen, what was your favorite kill in Final Destination?
I don't remember them all.
Remember the train? It ran over a thing and then it threw a piece of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And it cut Sean
That's the only one I remember.
What's his name from American Pie?
Sean Williams?
Yeah, but I'm trying to.
Eugene
Sean
Levy.
Williams Scott.
What was his name in American Pie?
Sean Williams is a basketball
Stifler.
player. That's Sean Williams Scott.
Yeah, Stifler.
Stifler, yeah, got his head not cut off, cut in half right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I saw it as a kid. I was like, I've never seen someone's head get cut.
I remember,
that way.
I forget which one it was, but it was pretty iconic, like the logs falling off the
I remember that
I
one.
think that was 3, I think.
Yeah, I remember the commercials for that.
Aaron says that Dr. Loomis calls it Sam Hain, too. Look at this.
I got it
does the
wrong.
Research. But yeah, so he was the. You got it wrong, Glenn?
I messed something up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, here's the trick. Here's
I
the
thought
trick.
that was the one that took place.
No. So, guys, come on, pay attention here. It was Final Destination. Then you had the second one. Then you had Final Destination 3. Then you had The Final Destination. And then there was Final Destination 5, which actually took place before the
I
first
just
one.
assumed the one that actually took place before didn't have a number.
Oh, Apollock, same vibe in the movie Cube with the dissection.
Cube.
Oh, we love
That was a
Cube.
classic, yeah. And Japan, by the way, that movie took off in Japan. They just did a remake. It might have. It's either it was just released or is about to be released. They're doing a Cube movie.
Nice.
William Hall got it right. Let's see.
Aaron has a streak with 4 correct answers in a row.
Okay, and I guess nobody in the top 5. Nothing happened.
Unless it
all
like
got it wrong.
happened in the background.
No, they probably just all. I mean, the odds of getting it right are pretty low. So.
Yeah,
All right, here we go.
and we've only got like 4 or 5 left. Come on, guys, you know this. Ooh. You got hint. There was a subtle hint earlier.
If I'm thinking, yeah, it's possible I got it right. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I really didn't think you would have
finally.
the S word in an answer.
I know. And Alon was like, he was going to pick that one, and he was like, no, it's too. That
I thought
that's
it was
a frightening
too risque.
prospect. Now that was the first time he felt fear. No, that's what he said. There's no. He said.
Everyone that does that dies.
The only rule on there that wasn't a real rule, he said, was kill or be killed. He never said that. William Hall got it right. Starline got it right. All right, let's see what happened on the board. Oh, Dr. Death. Hold on. That's Dr. Death. Damien, I'm now rooting for Dr. Death.
This is a tight 3-person race right here.
Yeah. I don't know. Daniel's got a shot. Let's go to the next question. First horror film to not be nominated.
Yeah, don't confuse me, man. Wait.
It could have been any one of these, really. Or none. Or all.
Can't be
That's
none.
definitely one of them. It's The Exorcist. Okay, now I have some fun facts. The Shining, how many Oscars do you think The Shining was nominated for?
None.
Goose egg. None. That means 0. Dan taught me that. Psycho was nominated for a few Oscars, but not Best Picture.
Psycho was my guess.
Silence of the Lambs was nominated for Best Picture. Exorcist came out first.
So
What were the other horror films nominated for Best Picture? There's only 6 of them. Exorcist, Jaws. Is that a horror movie? Silence of the
Suspense.
Lambs, Sixth Sense.
Silence of the Lambs isn't a horror movie either.
I would say Silence of the Lambs is a horror movie.
Thriller.
He wears the skin of women and he talks like this.
No, that's Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, he was in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh yeah, I know. In my head, yeah. Never mind.
Sixth Sense, Get Out, Black Swan. Black Swan's a horror movie.
I can see that, yeah.
Psychological.
I
thriller.
think so.
Okay.
Remember when she
the-
peels her skin?
Yeah. Not
I
the
was
skin,
horrified.
that's
There's-
the
Cuticle,
man.
yeah.
How can you be horrified in the presence of Natalie Portman
And Mila Kunis.
and Mila Kunis? That's right.
Together.
Yeah.
She better come back for that '90s show.
I hope so.
Next
Is
question.
she and are she and Ashton Kutcher together? still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
got
wow.
kids.
Good for them.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're down to the last 4 questions here.
All right.
I'm batting 10% right now.
Oh boy, Stovepipe has strengthened his lead. He's back in first. So Starline, Psycho was nominated, but not for Best Picture.
All right. My only hope is that I got that answered first.
That's a trick question, Adam.
Well, then I'm.
Yeah, Pinhead is not the primary. guy. He's a Cenobite.
Yeah.
So he has all the pins in his head just because he loves pain.
That's right. Yeah.
So does it actually feel good to them?
No, no, it feels like pain, but they like pain.
So that's
You're gonna like
confusing.
this. He also goes by Hell Priest
That's pretty cool.
or the Pope of Hell,
Hell Pope.
and also the engineer and Dr. Paul Gregory.
He has a medical degree. He's an acupuncturist. Eh?
Oh yeah, for his face. Do you do acupuncture on your face?
I think you could do it
Anywhere,
anywhere.
yeah.
How do you know?
Somebody.
not?
You wouldn't go
somebody,
anywhere near a
Somebody should tell Willem Dafoe
face needle.
Ooh.
that they do acupuncture.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, all right, next question.
Maybe that's how it got like that.
Oh no! It's Dr. Death. All right, next question. Wow, I don't know who's gonna win. It could be anyone, but definitely either Dr. Death or Stovepipe. You got this one, right, Adam? What horror movie?
I didn't know we were on the next. I missed it.
But
I
you
was
got
looking
it,
at the
though.
chat. No, I got it, but I could have answered sooner. But yeah, I got this one.
I feel like I got it.
Yeah, if you didn't, I'll be.
That means you don't watch Ghost videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I do, but you know that what's it called?
Your
The thing
attention
that I've
span.
got? Yeah.
Yeah.
Memory.
Yeah, memory loss.
Phantasm, of course. The tall man.
Yeah.
He protects his mortuary with a floating marble that 2 little blades come out of it and they stick into your eye and then drill into your head. Sprays blood everywhere.
It's that movie
Hey,
with the
Morticia.
bubble, the Island of Dr. Moreau or something? Like the bubble. Remember Simpsons parodied it?
Oh yeah.
Simpsons did it.
This is a marble though.
I don't think it's that one. Dr. Moreau, that's the one with like
And all the,
mutants
like
and stuff.
animals and stuff. Well,
Yeah,
I feel like
hybrid.
it's some island or something, you know.
Prisoner.
No.
Prisoners.
That's not the one with the bubble. It's a
Morticia,
classic.
I'm 51 points behind you. So
All right.
watch yourself.
Let's go to the next. I think we're down to the last 2
yo,
questions.
I'm back.
Oh wow, one's on the board.
I'm coming for Daniel. Although
And
I'm
Aaron has a
2,000
streak
behind, I
with
don't
3
know.
correct answers in a row.
All right, ready?
All right, I'm ready. 20 of 21. Oh, you've got to get this one.
Got it.
I know this one.
Dan's like, I did.
This is a great
Is
movie.
one of my favorite movies of all time, right here.
Yeah. Would you consider this horror?
I mean, I guess technically, yeah.
A little bit.
It's for me. It's hard to put like zombie and zombie type like
not
things
zombies.
in horror. What did I
They're
just say?
infected persons.
Zombie type
Yeah.
movies.
Hey, I'm in
Animal
8th
attack
place.
Taxi Driver.
movies. A Taxi Driver.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
random.
Where did that come from?
This was the only question that I stole from an existing quiz.
Oh,
I altered the answers a little bit, but I kept Taxi Driver in there.
Something ghostly just occurred.
you must have copied the question too, because there's no spelling errors or anything. Oh.
Oh,
It's a ghost.
Did you see that? It's a ghost. Yes, it's pretty, we're going to see a shadow doing this pretty soon. All right, wait, hold on. Before we go to this, is the last question.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, this is it. We are about to be on the final question. Wow, Stovepipe.
Yo,
what
I think-
happened?
wait, Daniel's didn't change.
You probably didn't get it
You got
right.
it wrong.
Can't believe Daniel didn't get that right.
I know.
That means
All
I have
right.
a chance.
This is it.
He's
the
like, if it's not
final
about
question.
Finding Nemo, I don't know.
Here we go.
I said this earlier. I said it. In the Shining movie, you should really stay away from this room. Is it 1?
You don't know, do you?
I got it. I got
Yes.
Damn it.
Okay, we had a
it. Wow,
couple.
most people got it.
So if you chose 217,
You're thinking of the book.
you're thinking of the book.
I was thinking of the book, yeah.
In the movie, they changed it to 237.
See, when I saw that you had 2 answers, one was 237 and one was 327, but then all the others started with a 2, I knew it had to be 237.
Genius. And you know why they changed it? Why?
I'm eating right now.
Well, the reason they changed it is because for the exterior shots of The Shining, of the Overlook Hotel, they used a real location, the Timberline Lodge. And they have a room 217, and they didn't want it to be associated with this horrible thing. So they had to make up a room 237. But ironically, the most requested room is 217 because of the book.
Yeah.
All right, let's see who won.
Halloween.
3rd place, Daniel.
Daniel, 3rd place. Not bad.
Rat Master.
Rapmaster.
Dr. Death.
Get ready with the sound effects.
Oh, yeah. Oh, not the cat. Stop. Now let's do Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Dr. Death, I want to tell you I'm really proud of you. I knew you could do this. So here's what you do now. Email me, gil@onetake.tv, subject line Dr. Death, and then we'll contact you for the prize.
Oh, it's Apolock.
Oh, Apolock. Congratulations. So just shoot me that email and we'll get you your
The
prize.
stovepipe might have won, but his internet went out.
Oh.
Must have been some kind of
Ghost.
poltergeist.
Maybe it was Dr. Death.
Could have been Dr. Death. Apolock.
Wow, 14 out of 21 questions.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure I only got like 3 or 4.
All right.
Let's go back through the questions. Let's do one more time. We'll do the questions again.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah, thank you for playing.
that was
That was
fun.
fun. I like that. That was cool. Oh man, that was tiring though. Now I'm exhausted.
We should do more trivia stuff in the future. That was a good time.
Yeah, we'll do another trivia night. That was fun.
Want me to get you a Red Bull?
Yeah, no, I'll be up all night.
All right, it's not. It's
Apolock.
Thursday.
I hope Apolock lives in the continental United States.
Yeah, if it's international, you'll still get something cool. Like, I'm gonna write you a really nice email. It's gonna be awesome.
Or if you have a friend who lives in the States.
I'll send you a free cameo.
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday, Apolock, and/or Dr. Death. Let's
There
see.
were a lot of questions about the movie Halloween.
Well,
series.
Gil's
Yeah.
done a lot of work
He's
on
in a
the movie
Halloween movie.
yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but I recently did a recap of the entire Halloween series, current continuity. So Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. So I recently did a recap of that, and then I watched all of the other Halloween movies except for Resurrection. So it's been on my mind because I recently discovered a trick where I found a spot in my shower. If I can put my phone down, I can watch a movie standing in the shower.
I do that.
I won't watch an entire movie, but I'll watch like 15 minutes, so you don't waste any time. So I've been watching the entire Halloween series in 15-minute increments while bathing. I'm
like Kramer.
yeah. I'm like the
Movies, Jerry.
I prepared it as I bathed.
I'm like the bathtub lady.
Yeah.
Shining?
You
That's
look just
probably what
like
she was doing. She was like watching Halloween.
Probably, yeah. She's like, well, look, I watched just the ones in the current continuity, but I didn't watch the one with Busta Rhymes, but I did watch the one with LL Cool J. Dan,
I'm too embarrassed to participate anymore.
well, let me ask you,
I had a bad showing there, you
did
guys.
you get any of them right?
Oh yeah, I got 3 right. I think I finished right behind Adam.
Wait, I'm still finishing.
Yeah.
Hang on now. Yeah, I got like 3 or 4 right. It was bad. It was
Damn.
bad.
Maybe the next
proud
time
of
we'll
it.
do Star Wars trivia.
I was gonna say, yeah, you gotta, you gotta
Just
speak my language a
ask
little
me
more.
about the Star Wars horror books or whatever they were.
Oh yeah. All right, I want to do at least one more thing just to like get some of that Halloween vibe. I want to
Squeeze out the last drops
exactly.
from
So
the pumpkin.
I want to know, what is your favorite Halloween candy, and what is your least favorite Halloween candy?
Well, what's a Halloween candy versus a normal candy?
When you open up your Halloween box, what do you
So any
what do you like
candy.
to find in there? When you're going trick or treating,
I was gonna say, have we trick or treated in the last like 20 years?
Yes.
when you
15 years?
I feel like
Yeah.
it's not that complicated a question. It's like, what's your favorite candy? Now, are we talking fun size?
Well,
king
you said
size,
Halloween candy.
And what state? I mean, if you go to Japan,
They got different types of
not-
they
Kit
have different
Kats.
types of candies.
They got raspberry Kit Kats.
All right, since
Matcha Kit
my
Kats.
co-hosts seem unable to answer this question, in the chat, why don't you tell me what's your favorite Halloween candy, your least favorite, and then I'm gonna make a song out of it.
What?
That's what I was gonna do.
Wait, really?
He was not going to
So
make a
here's
song out of it.
a little bit of a curveball answer.
Yeah.
Growing up, we had a neighbor who owned a bagel shop.
Oh, yeah.
And one of my favorite houses to go to was his house because he'd give you a bag of like really good mini bagels.
I remember that.
Really?
They were great.
I don't have any memory of that.
I
Really?
do.
Bagel cake?
Yeah,
I do.
He would just give me a diet book about.
You guys live next to the Bagel King guy?
We did.
Don't like tell
Oh
me.
my god, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Love,
just
love,
doxed us.
love Bagel.
Yeah. I just made that up. That never happened. So that was
says
one of
Twix.
the best ones. I love Twix and Kit Kat.
Twix isn't a candy; it's a cookie, right?
Charleston Chew. I always liked the
Oh,
taste.
yeah?
But the every time I ate it, I was afraid I would destroy any dental work I'd ever had done.
For me, that was
That's like
Butterfingers.
100 grand. It's really good.
Butterfingers.
By the
Those
way,
kill.
actually, right here, this is Butterfinger popcorn.
Yeah.
So it's like diluted Butterfinger.
Why don't you give us a review?
I'm so thirsty.
Oh.
So like the idea of eating a Butterfinger popcorn. I used to work at a movie theater, and we would put double the amount of recommended oil. It would come out tasting so
Sounds
good.
awesome.
But in
I
the
love
chat
fake
here,
movie theater butter.
so Starline says Reese's, which in Canada is called Reese.
Really?
Yeah. Mike Rapp says Twix. JS says Smarties. I'm more of a chocolate guy. Like I do like the Sour Patch. I like the fruit candies and stuff. But to get me really excited, nice big Snicker bar. You know, chocolate.
Do you like the ice cream Snicker bar?
Oh yeah. Actually, so the ice cream Snicker bars. My mom bought them once.
Oh.
And I liked it. It
remember
was so good. And I was like, can we get it again? And she's like, well, I can't find it at the store. And then I went to the store with her one time. I was like, I'm going to check this out. I go to the freezer section. I find the Snickers. And I pointed out to her. I'm like, Mom, I found the Snicker ice cream bars. And she goes, so? And that's when I realized what was truly going on. She just didn't want to get them for me. And then another story. So my mom, she pulls me aside and she goes, I noticed that your appetite hasn't been what it normally is lately. And she goes, are you sneaking candy? And the funny thing is, the same thing happened to my friend. His mom goes like, I noticed you haven't been eating as much lately. Like, how is everything? Like, you're really stressed or something. But for my mom, it's, you've been sneaking candy from the closet? I was sneaking candy from the closet. I was.
Didn't we? Was that before or after they put little locks on the pantry door? Because I used to put a chair there and open it, and then go into the closet and then close it so that I could eat candy in secret.
Oh my god.
So,
Yeah.
when I was a kid,
Oh, this is
you
a good
remember
one.
this?
Yeah.
Okay, here, I have a quiz for the chat. Whoever can guess this, congratulations if you get this right. But when I was, I think probably 10 years old, and actually Oren is in the chat, so he might see this. I was caught doing something in the closet. And I almost got in trouble. What was I caught doing in the closet? And be specific. Dan, do you have any guesses?
God, I don't even know where to begin. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna avoid this one.
Dan's just crying right now.
Yeah.
It's just
It was
imagining.
something sinful.
Yes, possibly.
Yeah, that is scandalous.
It was one of the 7 sins.
This is a OneTake exclusive.
You said 7 sins. I was about to say Kevin Spacey would have had a field day with you, but can't say that.
Oh, jeez.
No, or ever.
Well, no, because
What?
the movie.
Oh, the movie 7.
Yeah.
The movie 7.
Gluttony.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or something else.
Yeah.
All right. Sarah says eating chocolate. Well, the answer was eating an entire apple pie.
Damn.
I remember.
It was like in the dark in the closet.
Well,
You would have known that you ate an entire
I'm
apple
remembering
pie.
more now. I'm remembering more. I wasn't in the closet. This is what happened, actually. I was in my bedroom. And then Oren, he knocks on the door. And then he walks in. He goes, Gil, why did I hear you open and close the closet door right before I came in? I hid the pie in the closet. But what's your least favorite Halloween candy? Is the apple with razor blades in it?
Listen, I would say candy corn, but it's not that bad.
I like. Well,
It's
one
alright.
tried candy corn.
The one with the chocolate tip on it wasn't bad.
I like candy corn.
I don't like the black licorice. You know what I'm talking about?
Ooh, yeah. Hate black licorice.
Yeah.
I was about to say, yeah, Dan doesn't like it either. And then I remembered you guys can hear him too. But Dan hates the black licorice.
Yeah, me too.
He just told me. I don't know if you heard. Starline says it could have been worse. It could have been an American Pie type incident.
Ooh.
Yes.
Gil, could it have
Absolutely
been that?
could have been that. What you just said. You don't want to put it in the microwave too long. It hurts your tongue. The Plainview says the black and orange wrapper ones. I think
those?
that's the candy corn, right?
Is it? No, I don't think so.
Worst thing that ever happened to me.
Daniel is waiting for a Zoom link to join.
Oh, you should have texted me.
Our dad just texted me that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The worst thing that ever happened to me. Went to my friend's house and his mom goes, "Oh, who wants cookies?" And I was like, "Of course I want cookies." And then minutes later, she leaves the room and she comes back with Fig Newtons.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Hey, now I actually do like Fig
Okay,
Newtons,
but
not
someone
when.
tells you
not-
you're gonna have a cookie.
yeah, but not right. Exactly, not when you were promised a cookie.
Right.
That's like just imagine if someone gave you a Nutri-Grain bar.
It's like when
Insane.
you're on an airplane, they ask you, do you want a pretzels or a cookie? You go, oh, cookies. Sure, yeah. They give you a biscuit.
Yeah. A biscuit is at least more cookie-like than a Fig Newton.
But then the one time you don't get the cookie, someone next to you gets a cookie, and you're like, it's a real cookie this time.
Wait, go ahead,
Or
Dan.
one
You
of
wanted to
those
dispute
bags,
that?
What?
Dan
nah,
says that.
I'm a Fig Newton apologist though.
Okay.
You ever had wax lips?
No.
I feel like I've had them
Disgusting.
like once, maybe.
It's just wax. There's like a tiny amount of sugar in it.
You're thinking Batman and Robin.
What?
That movie? Remember the
Batman
rubber lips?
wore wax lips.
No, Robin wore rubber
wore
lips. Rubber lips.
So that way, when
Poison Ivy.
because they didn't want to kiss Poison Ivy.
Oh, okay.
Even though you
funny.
figure it would still go into his
Uma
mouth.
Thurman.
Yeah. All right, sorry.
Anyway, Will,
Yeah.
who he was here earlier.
Defoe.
Is he not here anymore?
No, he had to go. I remember being at his house and he gave me wax lips.
Yeah.
What?
He was like, "I want to kiss you, but you got to put these on first." No, but
Anyways, we were in the closet.
Yeah. It just tastes like you're eating wax. I couldn't eat it.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe
Gross.
they were just actual wax.
Yeah, I mean, it came out of a candy wrapper.
All right, let's see here. So in the chat, these are the worst candies you can get on Halloween. Necco wafers.
What?
Tasteless cardboard, basically. Soul poke.
These all sound like Halloween candies. Like
Slowpoke.
Necro wafer.
Necro.
I know.
Necro is
I
cool,
know.
though.
So,
Soul poke.
JS says you're not supposed to eat the wax lips.
Oh, really? What do you do with them?
I don't
You
know.
just put them in your mouth?
What do you do? What do you do with wax lips?
You kiss people.
Yeah.
They cover the wear. Yeah, you're not. They're just supposed to look funny.
But I thought they have sugar in them.
No.
Then why
They've been a novelty for decades, especially during the Halloween season. You're not supposed to eat the wax
Oh, well,
lips.
okay, so there you go. That's why they tasted so bad.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm just an idiot.
See, this is where it's they were acquired by the Tootsie Roll
Yeah.
company.
Oh, I hate Tootsie Rolls. That's my least
I like
favorite.
Tootsie Rolls. I like the flavored ones.
No. Oh, those are fine. Yeah.
Oh,
those are
also
good.
normal.
But no, chocolate Tootsie Rolls are gross.
Even the vanilla ones, I like the vanilla, the
Yeah,
orange.
no, I like the other flavors.
Right.
the lime. I like the lime. It's a good one.
Purple's a good one.
Is that
Purple's good?
real?
Yeah.
Is that a real one?
That is a real one.
What flavor? Grape? What is that?
Purple.
I'm not sure.
All right.
Wait, I've been eating the vampire teeth too.
Those like plastic ones. We used to have a lot of those when we were kids.
Yeah, those are.
We had
always
those.
So
we had
annoying.
Power Rangers
Dude,
masks.
all the saliva.
that's
There's like
right,
the
yeah.
plastic one with the elastic that just is stapled on.
Dude, all the saliva that would pool up inside the teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, here, all right. Let's just to liven up the Halloween spirit, and we'll decide: are we going? Are we going? Are we gonna call it a night? Eat some candy. But at least we got to talk about Halloween costumes. The best Halloween costume you ever wore, Adam. Alon, the best Halloween costume you ever wore.
Donnie Darko, but no one knew.
Right, so Alon wore the skeleton costume that Donnie Darko. So you went as a skeleton, but it
well, I had the
happened.
gray hoodie.
Donnie Darko went as a skeleton in the movie.
But it was literally like I found like the same one,
the same gray hoodie he wore
No,
over a skeleton costume.
the same skeleton costume.
different gray hoodie.
Yeah,
Got it.
actually, that gray hoodie that you took from me for like a year, I bought it specifically for that costume. But I've been using it. It was very useful even after that.
Okay, so that was the most useful Halloween costume you ever wore,
Yeah,
and the best.
it's a
What about you,
comfy
Adam?
onesie too.
I have a couple of good ones.
Yeah.
This one is not complete, but I think by the time I have all the pieces for our Halloween party, it's going to be probably number one. Especially because it's going to be paired with a Morticia.
Nice.
So that's right away. I gotta say that.
I have a Catwoman.
Yeah.
What? Oh,
Next, I once went as Mr. Gru from Despicable Me.
Oh, that was a great
That was
costume.
awesome.
Well,
'Cause
throw a picture of that.
that might be hard to find.
Yeah.
I had a bald cap.
of Adam's.
I had
Yeah, I was kidding,
I had
yeah.
a bald cap. I had a prosthetic nose. I had like the exact outfit, and I even did like my Mr. Gru impression. And that year, Despicable Me was huge. So remember Minions?
Right.
Minions like people dressed as Minions were all over the place. This was back in like college, and so they would all come up to me as like my Minions, and so I was commanding them.
Oh, that's great.
It's fun.
And tie-in, that was produced by Illumination Studios, who are making
The
Mario movie starring Chris
Pratt, Jack Black, Seth
Seth
Rogen. More people that
The
are
guy
very
that
famous.
does Mario's voice is in it.
He has cameo appearances.
Yeah.
Dan, best
I
Halloween
think,
costume.
yeah, I was thinking
I don't
about
wear
it.
a
I think
costume. I'm not comfortable with it.
in like third or fourth grade, I went as Weird Al Yankovic, along with Jeremy as well. We kind of stole each other's idea. I think it was probably me stealing his idea. So shout out to Jeremy.
Jeremy, he does Mandalorian reviews.
Yeah,
with
he does
us.
Mando.
We're the Dan, Jeremy, and I. We're the Mando crew. Adam jumped ship.
I was on a
He's
a
no
few
longer on
episodes.
a Razor Crest. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, he's not on the Razor Crest anymore.
Yeah.
That's right. He's
Well,
not part of the
sometimes there.
the Clan Mudhorn.
The Millennium Falcon.
That's right. So Dan, you went as
Yeah, so
Weird Al Yankovic.
we both went as Weird Al. Got the wig. Yeah, this was like prime, like heyday Weird Al, like Running with Scissors era.
Weird Al was
which-
the first CD I ever burned.
Oh God, he's so good. Yeah, I mean he's still going. Weird Al's still top of the charts. So big Al fan.
He does funny songs.
That is an accurate. That's an accurate summary. Yeah.
Adam, I
does.
think you pronounced Morticia wrong.
Yeah. Look, I don't know that much about the Addams family, I'll be honest.
Have you ever seen the Addams
But I
Family?
have. This is the first time I've ever worn an ascot. No, I've never really watched it.
I think and JS asked, did he sing any of his songs? I mean, I was in third grade, so I probably couldn't carry a tune, but I'm sure that there was
Can you sing the one about the bottle?
about the what?
But the bottle.
The one
It's
about,
a parody
the one
of
with
a
the bottle.
genie in a bottle.
I haven't heard that one. That's got to be a newer one.
Yeah, like you stuck something
Wow.
in
In a
the
bottle and you
Poser.
can't get it out. Ow.
You don't know that one?
Ow.
No.
Do you get what we're
Well, I don't wanna
intimating
sing
here?
Well,
By the way, orange.
I like. No, go ahead.
Finish that.
Well, I like Weird Al's originals too. Like Albuquerque is good, and I also like The Night Santa Went Crazy.
Yeah, I really love You Don't Love Me Anymore. That's a great one. I don't know if you guys know that one.
It's Weird
What's
Al.
that? No, it's a Weird Al original.
Oren said that my vampire tooth saliva comment awakened a memory he didn't realize he had.
Yeah, that really brought
God.
back.
Dude, the feeling, even without the vampire
Cutting
teeth.
up your gums, or not, the roof of your mouth in the back.
Well, even without the teeth, when you wear those masks pressed up against your lips the entire night,
Yeah.
and you're breathing and the moisture's building
Yeah,
up.
the
It's
scream
awesome.
masks.
I love it. I miss it.
You love it.
Remember the Scream mask? The rich kids had this one.
Right.
We never had it.
Oh, yeah. The one that glue
like,
in the dark.
I think we did
had
have
one of
that.
those.
Okay.
It was like it had an extra layer of plastic that could have blood trickle down the face, and you could like
yeah.
squeeze some pump
That's
or
true.
something. That was the coolest.
Do you guys have any memories of costumes from when you were like a little kid that you wore?
I went as a cowboy. I always went as a cowboy
Adam?
because we had a cowboy hat.
I know. I don't even remember if I wore it, but I know we had like Ghostbusters costumes.
That was mine.
Yeah.
So me and a family or a friend from school, we both went as Ghostbusters. Yeah,
Like
that was my
the
costume.
The reboot?
2016.
Yeah,
I
2016.
feel we had like
Right.
a doctor costume somewhere. Like remember like the blue.
I remember
light
something
blue
about
Hey,
that.
Dr.
Yeah.
Mario.
Nah.
So my best costume was in college. I printed out a mask,
Oh, yeah.
which was a mask of my face, and I wore it over my face. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a mask that was
My friend
Table.
Vince was a brown bear,
Mm-hmm.
like an actual like the animal. For Halloween, and we were going to this party. I didn't have a costume, and I was in the art building.
Mm-hmm.
So like I quickly printed out a picture of a polar or a panda bear face, and I cut that out. So I just wore like a paper
Nice.
panda bear face while he was.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, well, there's like a creepy picture of us like sitting next to each other at the party, like in the corner, and it's all dark. I'll find that.
Starling, that's right. I was dressing up as myself, and some people got the joke. I remember I had a particular run-in with a girl dressed as Rogue from X-Men, and she walked up to me and she goes, "I don't get it," and I was like, and she goes, "Oh," I can't. Rolled her eyes, you know.
That kind of reminds me of I saw a video once of someone running onto it was like a soccer field in the middle of a game. Or like maybe it's not. He's being chased by like some security or cops or something, and he has a cone on his head, and everyone's chasing him. And someone grabs him and pulls the cone off, but then there's just like another cone underneath, and he keeps going.
Oren, I'm pretty sure there's like a picture of me with my friend who, I'll give you a hint. My friend is the brother of one of your friends. So I don't know if maybe you two also wore the Ghostbuster costumes, but I'm pretty sure there's a picture of me with my friend
Who's Oren?
back in the day. Oren.
There's only 3 of us alive. Twist.
There's 5 of us.
All right.
Yeah.
So, okay, I want to say it's all been a lot of fun tonight. Like, a lot of laughs, ha ha, yeah, Busta Rhymes was in Halloween Resurrection, whatever. Let's talk about something truly frightening. Something that frightened me.
Shadow.
So, no, we already talked about that. This is more recent. You guys know this, but... So, who here in the chat, and since there's a delay, I won't know until later, but who here in the chat is familiar with sleep paralysis?
Yes,
Adam, you have medical knowledge.
I do.
Explain for the folks at home, what's sleep paralysis?
It's like this state between being awake and asleep where the chemicals that are in your brain that prevent you from flopping around and moving and acting out your dreams when you're sleeping, those are still active, so you're paralyzed. But you're conscious mostly and you're pretty much awake, except you often can have like visual and auditory hallucinations.
That's
and
right.
across cultures, people who've experienced it report very similar and eerie phenomena.
Really? Wait, do you know the phenomenon?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you my sleep paralysis experience, and then you tell me if it matches up to what you've heard.
Okay.
So the first time it happened, I was lying in bed at our family home, and so it was exactly like you described. I woke up, and I was in the room, but I couldn't move at all. And all of a sudden, my door slowly opens, and I see a dark figure slowly walking towards me. And
This is definitely not the ghost story, though, right?
and he starts doing this. And so he starts walking towards me, and I'm trying to tell who it is. And then I realize it's my younger brother, Daniel. And so I start calling. I try to call out to him. I try to say, like, what are you doing? But I can't move my arms, my legs, or even my lips. So I was just like, and so he just keeps walking towards me. And then as he gets close, for some reason, he had longer hair. And he gets real close to my face, and his
looked
hair
like Shamshara.
parts. And he looks like his hair parts. And it was like a distorted, like disturbing version of his face, like crooked nose.
Even
and
more
teeth.
than it actually is.
His actual face might have been scarier. But I woke up screaming. But it didn't end there. Because then I heard a screaming outside, and I was like, and at this point I was fully awake. So I was like, I definitely hear screaming. Then it was a fox, because foxes sound like a woman screaming.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, so that happened to me, but it became a recurring thing. Then I was visiting a friend of mine in California and had the exact same experience. I woke up, couldn't move, saw a figure, and this time it was a different brother. It was you. And you looked like an overgrown version of Dobby the House Elf.
Hey, I mean,
But I
I've
woke
heard
up
worse.
screaming, and the next day I said to my friend, I was like, man, I had a nightmare last night, and he was like, we know. But apparently I screamed like loud enough they heard me down the hall.
Wow.
Were you gonna say something?
No, you just reminded me of. It's not really scary. Well, I guess in a way it is. Like so.
Well, let me finish this
Yeah,
first.
sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So it became a recurring sleep paralysis nightmare. And it happened literally once for every member of our family. Like I had it a certain number of times. I went through each of my siblings. And I was like, well, it's over now. It can't happen again. I've gone through every brother. It happened again. And this time it was our dog standing on two hind legs. I felt him breathing on my face. A deformed version of him woke up screaming. And that was 2 or 3 years ago. Hasn't happened again since.
Well,
It'll probably happen tonight.
Yeah, you're right.
the cycle will start.
It'll be
again.
Oppo lock.
Yeah.
It'll be Willem
Doctor
Dafoe.
It just reminded me of. My childhood bed, I used to have it positioned in a way where next to my bed was my desk, and the corner of the desk was like, it was like a few inches in front of the end of the bed, but to the side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I wake up in the morning, you guys know about this, and my head is just hovering in the air over the corner of the desk for some reason. And as soon as I realize what's happening, my head just falls. And like I smack it like right, like hard on the corner. I was bleeding. So after that, I like pulled my bed out from the wall to line it up flush with the desk.
Right.
So that way that can't happen. Like literally like months later, I'm like, okay, what are the chances this will happen again? So I push it back, and it happened again the next morning.
Wait, so you basically, Alon wakes up with his head mid-fall, and he just hits it on his desk.
But I have slept in that bed again since, and I've been fine.
Like, because you keep your head strapped down to the mattress.
He needs a seatbelt.
Yeah.
He's just like pulling against, like, ah.
I don't know.
Trying to
Maybe
hit
the
your head.
second time was a dream. I don't know.
That kind of reminds me of a friend in college. He woke up from a nap. He was my roommate. He opens up the door to like his individual room, and he goes, "All right, the craziest thing just happened." And he tells me he wakes up and tries to turn his alarm off, but his arm isn't working at all. He can't move it. He can't feel it. Nothing. So then he takes his other arm to feel where his arm is, and he feels nothing there. And he's still half asleep, so he's like, holy Jesus, like my arm it's missing, it's gone.
He said all that. Oh my God. It's like my arm is missing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Then when he really comes to, he realizes he fell asleep like this, and it completely just went numb. And when he reached over, he couldn't feel it.
a few folks in the chat have shared their sleep paralysis experiences. Heavy breathing. Can you imagine that? Breathing. Orlov says, oh, I had one, but panic put me out of it really fast. The adrenaline rush. Starline. Well, most people are just saying they've had it.
Both
Details, people.
Both
I want to
times
know
that it
what you
happened to
saw.
me,
Yeah.
I fell asleep at a desk with my feet up on the desk. Like I was studying in the library during finals, and I decided to take a break, so I put my feet up on the desk and leaned back. And like at some point, I woke up and realized I couldn't move my body, but I was totally aware of it. I could feel my feet up. And the thing that put me out of it was my phone buzzed, and it like jolted me back awake. But even as it was happening, I was like, "Oh, so this is sleep paralysis. Like this is pretty cool."
Well, I prefer nightmares to good dreams. Because I enjoy pain. That put needles in my head. No, because you have a good dream, you wake up and you're like, "Damn, I wish that was real." You have a bad dream, you wake up and suddenly your life isn't that bad. You know, you appreciate what you have.
One time in high school, I fell asleep during math class. I was in the front row all the way to the right. I was like sleeping like that. Happened pretty regularly. But as soon as I wake up, I just go, boring. I was like so out of it.
Oh, I remember
and everyone just turns on me, including the teacher, and he just goes, okay. And I'm just like, sorry.
I don't know if you heard me. I said boring. This class sucks, am I right? Plainview, so it happened to him. He fell asleep at a friend's place, felt ice cold air on his face, and a blurry figure. That's similar to what happened to me.
So the thing most people describe is like a figure. Oftentimes, and so there's like demons that different cultures have come up with. Mm-hmm. It's based usually some kind of really creepy. That's a whole different thing.
Zazu?
It's usually like a creepy woman who sits on your chest at night when you're sleeping.
I just got goosebumps. I actually just got goosebumps when you said that.
There you go.
Wow.
And that's been independently described by different cultures around the
Let
world.
me say that again to see if I can give Apollock goosebumps. Imagine you're asleep and you wake up, you're like half awake, and a strange woman with like ratty hair walks into your room and sits on your chest. I just gave myself goosebumps. Plainview tried to yell and scream for help, but he just woke up on the couch crying, drenched in sweat. Freaky. Starline, ever have dreams where all your teeth fall out or get knocked out?
That's a really common one, right?
That means you're keeping a secret, right?
Actually,
Starline, what are you keeping from me?
I have a couple. You want me to tell the teeth one real quick?
Sure.
All right.
Not a long thing though.
I'll do
the
it.
Dreams are so boring.
I'll tell it real fast.
Yeah.
Basically, I was in some giant building where it's just like spiral like all the way up.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, there's just a trash can. I was running at every trash can. I would just stop and basically just vomit out teeth. And then I'd go to the next one and vomit out more teeth. It would just keep going.
Wow. You're like a shark have like infinite sets of teeth.
Oh, maybe I'm a shark.
Yeah.
And the other one, I was sitting in the seat behind the driver's seat, reaching over and steering.
I've had that one a bunch of times where
Yeah.
I'm like trying to control a car, but I'm not in the seat that I'm supposed to be in.
Yeah.
You don't feel in control of your own life.
Well, I mean, I don't need a dream
And
to
the
tell me
teeth
that.
one, I think, is an anxiety one.
Yeah.
I think it usually means you're anxious.
That's what I just said. Because you're hiding something.
Let's see. Thomas Karnacki says he felt something crawl up on his bed. He couldn't move. He was in the house alone. I once woke up with a spider crawling up my chest.
That was real.
Yeah.
I mean, it was your pet spider.
Yeah, it was awesome. I gave him a hug. But then when I hugged him, I accidentally crushed him. So then I woke up soaked in tears. Spider, tears of a spider. Adam, write that down. Nobody steal that. Apollock, the worst demon out there, is being visited by the mailer. I'm an assignment
It's a
late.
programming.
Oh, okay. Can you explain that to me?
Hold on.
All right. Thomas Karnacki, he felt it sit on his pillow next to his face, then gained motor function and dove out of bed, straight, not out of bed, but straight across the room. Well, he had to have gone out of bed to get straight across the room, right?
Unless it was really
Unless
bad.
he like lifted the bed with him. Do you think that hiding under the sheets really does form a protective barrier against spirits?
Feels like it. But you really have to get a tight seal. You know?
Yeah. It probably depends if they're corporeal or not. And I've always theorized that the more fear there is, the more corporeal they become. So the trick is to become afraid enough so they take solid form and
kill
then punch them. That's actually how Batman, by the way, now one comment. This is the best Batman costume I've ever worn. It's got the cape. It's got the utility belt. I'm not wearing it right now. But Batman defeated a god because he went up to the god and he knew that this god wanted knowledge of everything. And he's like, you know what? You don't know human emotions, and it's a beautiful thing to feel. And he made the god jealous. So he's like, fine, whatever. Made himself human. And he's like, this is it. This is human emotion. It sucks. This is nothing. And then Batman punched him in the face. One of the best comic book moments ever. Starline, he's a Superman fan. Clark Kent would never do that.
Well, we're talking about Batman here.
Yeah. I'm saying Batman is more clever than Clark Kent.
What does Clark Kent have to do with superheroes?
Oh, yes. I am not
right.
a superhero.
Let's see. Plainview had dreams about his teeth falling out after he got his braces out. That makes sense. Vadim Orlov, flying dreams are the most weird. I've never had a flying dream.
Same. Never.
Magic sheets, that's right. Karnacki believes in the magic sheets. When I was little, I had a dream. This is Plainview. He had a dream someone was pulling him off the bed, and then he found he was actually falling out of it. So freaking scary. That's kind of like a one.
Yeah.
Waking up with his head mid-fall. All right, I'm trying to think if anything other scary has ever happened to me. Told you about the sleep paralysis.
Woke up on the floor. I fell asleep on the floor the other day.
The other night.
I was
You loved it. You were like, that was the best.
Yeah, well, because I just played tennis, and I was like I was sweaty, so I felt like I shouldn't lie down on my bed, so I lied down on the floor. I woke up like 2 hours later. It was great for my back.
All right, that feels like we're winding down. I don't want to end on that, though. You know, I went to sleep on the floor the other day. It's great for your back.
It is.
At least if you had said spine, it would have made us think of bones.
Bone tingling.
Bone tingling, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Spine cracking.
I just woke up and this stream was still going on. What did I miss? I was paralyzed, you guys. It's crazy.
Oh, that was fantastic. Okay, now I feel good about ending because that was awesome.
I love Halloween.
Me too.
Yeah.
What are we going to do after this? Should we watch Pumpkinhead? It's too late.
Yeah, maybe.
We're going to watch Pumpkinhead. All right. Okay, this is what we're going to end on. This is the last thing for tonight. Okay, everybody in the chat. Well, first, hold on. Starline's picking a fight with me. Superman's brain can process info thousands of times faster than an average human. Plus, he's an investigative journalist. I didn't think about that. It's a good point. I wouldn't underestimate his cleverness. All right.
You're putting your hope in a journalist?
Ooh.
Yo, shots fired.
All right, so everybody in the chat, this is what I want to go out on. Everybody, just put in the chat. Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
I'm not doing
What
Castlevania again. That's
position
so
do you
frustrating.
like to sleep in? And is it no? What's your favorite horror movie? What's Apollock's favorite horror movie? All right, I'm gonna wait here till everyone says what their favorite horror movie is. And while those come in, yeah, I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. And one more plug. Halloween Kills, the new Halloween movie. They made a book out of it, and I'm gonna interview the author tomorrow.
You want me to get it?
Yeah, get it in there. Starline, a speed run race
Real
of
book.
Castlevania. I do not stand a chance against you.
Dude, that one time was so frustrating. I cannot do that again.
Yeah, but maybe you should get into speed running.
No. I'll
Yeah,
get
no.
addicted.
He has a very addictive personality. But I would like to get more into. You know what? From now on, this is a video game channel. Everyone, forget about the movie thing. What are your favorite horror video games?
Oh, what was that one with the little guy that follows you with the scissors?
Clock Town 2. Return to Scissors. I think it is Clock Tower or something.
Clock Tower.
All right, Apollock, his favorite is Warlock, 1989. Warlock, 1989.
Yeah, JS knows what's up.
And
Yeah.
the reason I'm asking this is
That
because I
shit's
want to
scary.
watch a horror movie tonight. We watched Ready or Not last night.
That was good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I'm glad those are the guys making the new Scream movie. Hold on, what's the new Scream movie called?
Scream.
That's right.
H2O. Scream 2O.
All right, so favorite horror movies. We've got Warlock. We've got Shaun of the Dead. That's one of my favorite movies of all
I
time.
love Shaun of the Dead.
And
I
it
I was
must
gonna say,
have
does
seen
that
that at
does
least
that count? I just watched that recently. That movie's
Right?
awesome. Oh
The
yeah.
tagline on the DVD said a romantic comedy
with zombies.
with zombies.
I would put it in. I would call it a horror comedy.
I think it's a comedy.
You
Yeah.
say comedy, but I would call it. I don't know. Would you consider it?
I don't even think it's that
Horror-
scary.
Or maybe a subgenre.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I find it weird.
it is a
in
zombie movie.
it's
It's
in the
definitely a
genre.
zombie movie.
Yeah, but
So
it-
how could something be a zombie movie and not at least be horror adjacent?
exactly. And to me, it gave me an odd, like, unsettling feeling, which I don't ever get from any other comedy.
That's one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah. Let's watch Shaun of the Dead.
No, I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen
I've
it so
watched
many
it
times.
too many times.
Yeah.
I did recently rewatch Hot Fuzz though, and that was great.
Yeah, I watched that recently too. Thomas Kornacki, his favorite is Phantasm. I love Phantasm. It's like grown on me the more I think about it, because one of the things I love about horror is that as an adult, if you want to watch stuff that like bends the rules of reality, there's not a lot of places you can go besides horror. And so I like horror that just pushes the envelope in terms of just being weird and just doing creative things. And that's what Phantasm does. It also just has an underdog feeling because it was made on such a low budget. It's got a marble in it.
What was that zombie movie where it was like a one shot of the dead?
One cut of the
Oh,
dead.
One Cut of the Dead. That was good.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think Last Night in Soho just came out, or is coming out tomorrow. The Starline just brought up a legitimate thriller. It's not a comedy. Yeah, I do want to see that.
You guys seen Train to Busan?
Yeah, I did see that. That's the Korean zombie movie, right?
Zombie film, yeah, on the train. I thought that was great.
To be honest, I liked it. I didn't
like it?
get the hype. And maybe it's because I watch more horror movies than you, so I've seen a lot of
do.
zombie movies. So I didn't see anything in it that I hadn't already seen, is how I felt. But if I hadn't seen a zombie movie before, I think I would have loved it.
What are these things? What are these things that
Oh,
he
they're not
brings?
dead. You don't get. They're dead, but they walk around.
Yeah.
All right, JS. Wait, hold on. I skipped some stuff here. Vadim, Mirror movie made him hate horror movies. What's this? Mirror, horror. 2008. Kiefer Sutherland. It's about mirrors. All right, let's see what the last ones here. JS, Resident Evil 1, the game, not the movie. JS watched Shaun of the Dead, waiting for basic training class to start. It's a comedy. Great movie, though. All right,
Oh.
settled. Not a horror. Wrong.
I was wrong. I'm sorry,
Devil's
everyone.
Backbone. It's a good movie.
Oh, Espinosa del
Pan's
Diablo.
Labyrinth. Does that count?
Pan's Labyrinth.
I wouldn't call that horror.
I
but
think it
Devil's
does.
Backbone's great.
That's
call it
that's
dark-
fantasy.
dark
El
fantasy.
Diablo.
Yeah.
Dark fantasy.
Yeah.
That's what Dan. I agree with
I
that.
said that.
I don't know why I keep.
Dan
feeling-
said fantasy. I said
Oh,
dark
okay. Dead Man's Shoes. Hold on, write that down.
I like this question from.
Sarah's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was gonna say I like this question from Starland about Parasite. What do you guys think about Parasite?
Haven't seen it.
I saw the anime.
I haven't seen.
You haven't seen Parasite, Gil?
Look. I saw the first movie that guy made, Snowpiercer, that everyone said was incredible. I hated it, and it's
You should
well
watch.
made.
You should watch Parasite.
Okay, all right.
I hear
I
they
think it's
make
good.
noodles in it in a way that's like really good.
Really?
Yeah, like steak or something.
Okay. All right. I'll watch Parasite.
Yeah,
Parasite.
I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it.
Sarah brings up El Orfanato, which I've seen.
Is that the
The
orphanage?
Orphanage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Oh,
That
that's a
reminded
great
me of
movie.
Devil's
It
Backbone.
was good.
Yeah. It has that whole like. There's an extra creepy aspect when kids are involved.
Yes, that's true.
It's like Promised Neverland. You know.
That's terrible.
Wow, why would you bring that up? Just brought us all
It was
down.
scary how bad it got.
All right, JS. JS is really good at classifying movies. Shaun of the Dead is a comedy. Pan's Labyrinth is a drama. They spend more time with real-world drama than fantasy. All right, Dan. Wrong. Adam.
I'm wrong too.
Who is that knocking at my door?
I don't know. There's a button here that says torture. Should I press it?
Yeah.
No! No! No!
Oh, Daniel joined the Zoom. Oh, Dan can't hear any of these sounds. I was like, why isn't he laughing? That was great. All right. I keep going to end it, but people keep saying stuff. All right. Have you heard of Lamageddon?
I want to see Lamb,
Like that's the movie with
the new movie.
Oh,
Is
I
it
want to see
Lamb?
Lamb.
Yeah.
Oh, it's called Lamb, right?
Lamb, yeah.
It looks really
So
interesting.
from what I understand about Lamb, it looks like it's a couple that want a baby, and then they find a humanoid lamb in their barn and start raising it, and it just looks so weird.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying before. I want to see something new and different.
It's supposed to be good.
A
isn't
lamb
it?
that stands on its hind legs.
It's supposed to be a good movie, isn't it?
I think so, actually. Yeah.
Dude, let's
Isn't,
see it.
Isn't there a Seinfeld episode where Kramer thinks there's a pig man being kept at the hospital? That must have been later in
And he,
the
like,
series,
breaks
right?
him out.
Yeah, and you hear him like escaping. That must have been late series.
That was
Seinfeld.
that was the pilot episode. Season 5.
That's. I mean, it's not early.
Season
Seinfeld.
5, episode 5, The Briss. I remember years ago in the early days of the internet, before Reddit,
Yeah.
and I was on a message board about Seinfeld, and they were talking about unreleased episodes or episodes that didn't get produced because the show got canceled. And I read that for the next season, they were planning to do an episode where Kramer accidentally shrinks himself to like a foot tall.
Oh my god.
That never would have happened.
Well, somebody on a message board said that.
Yeah.
I don't know his source. It could have been you, for all I know.
Yeah. I used to be on the IMDB message boards.
Yeah, IMDb it changed my life. I actually vividly remember the moment I discovered IMDb. I was sitting in our family room. We had a family friend over, and he was like, "Yeah, his website. You can see every movie ever made." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "How do they fit them all? That's impossible." But like, I was like, "Wait, can you say that website again?" And for the next weeks, I would just every day after school, I would go to IMDb and literally just browse for hours. I'd be like, I like Terminator. Let me click on that. James Cameron, who the hell is this? Click on that. Whoa, he also made
Titanic.
The
This is
Abyss.
amazing.
And then I would click on another movie I like and just go down these rabbit holes for hours.
I remember
And then you
reading.
can argue with
I would-
people in the forums.
That's right. Now
Yeah,
I
I would read the message boards there a lot. I never posted, but I used to go very often.
They shut down the message boards
Yeah.
a few years ago, but I did find a website where they archived the entire IMDb message board. And one fun thing to look up is that before It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia came out, all of the actors in that show were posting on each other's boards and trolling each other. So I looked them up recently. It's pretty funny. By the way, in the chat, Starline says, Pan's Labyrinth, you cannot tell me it's not a horror movie. Just look at the eyes and the hands, creature. That's horrifying. I agree with that. It has horror elements.
Yeah.
Plainview says the Black Coat's daughter freaked me out, but I think it's because I watched it at a friend's creepy house. Starline says, knock, knock. Who's there? He's probably saying that because of this.
Who is that knocking at my door?
All right, so Apollock, Wes Craven hasn't been brought up all night. Well, we brought up Scream. We brought up Nightmare on Elm Street. So we didn't say his name. We didn't say a lot of names tonight. I'm just going to say some names.
Yeah.
Wes Craven,
Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
Vampire Hunter.
Yeah.
Tom Wagner,
Author of Halloween Kills.
Did I say John Carpenter?
Not yet. John
There you
Carpenter.
Clive Barker, Hellraiser. So
Charles Grady.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
Charles Grady. Who's Charles
Delbert.
Grady? And Delbert? No, Charles was the guy. Delbert was the ghost. Why did their names change?
It's a continuity error.
It's a continuity.
That's what
It's
I
because
said
Wendy's
before.
crazy. Okay, JS says, what about Splice? From the director of Cube.
Oh.
Splice was, I think so. Don't quote me on that. Splice was pretty good. I haven't seen it in years though, but that was a good, like, kind of under the radar. Plainview just started Midnight Mass. It's pretty odd. So Midnight Mass, I liked Midnight Mass, but it had one major flaw, which is that there are scenes that take place in the church, and you have the priest giving a long sermon, and those were great. But then you get out of the church, and characters continue to sermonize, And it's not realistic that the other people would sit there and listen to that for so long. Like, they'll be in a heated argument, and then one character will start talking, and they'll just talk unbroken for 3 or 4 minutes. And it breaks the verisimilitude of the film. Dan, why don't you tell the folks at home, what does verisimilitude mean?
I'm going to defer that one to the film student.
Hold on.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird won't sing,
This is so loud in my
Mama's
ear.
gonna
All right, Dan, could you stop that? What was that? Verisimilitude is the feeling that what you're watching is realistic. It doesn't mean you think it could actually happen in the real world, but it means you feel like you're watching an actual world that's consistent. When you break the verisimilitude, then you sort of you feel like something's been violated. Like when a character just like, oh, that's cheap. Like, how did they survive that? So it kind of ruins it for you.
Nice.
Yeah,
Verisimilitude.
that's right. I invented that word. All right. Okay, Midnight Mass is a Stephen King film not written by Stephen King. I agree with that. And it was created by Mike Flanagan, who directed Dr. Sleep. Stephen King. Full circle. Plainview thought The Nun was scary. Haven't seen it. And Thomas Karnacki says, I'm with Gil right there. Too much chattering. I forget what that was in reference to.
Midnight Mass model.
Oh,
Those, like,
yeah,
long
yeah,
sermons.
that's right. Okay, now we're caught up. Okay, yeah, that's right. Once we turn these cameras off. My original plan was I wanted to film something really weird and spooky here. Like, I cut your head off or something. And then during the stream, we would just start to play that footage.
That'd be
And
cool.
people would be like, what is that? Is that real? And they would SWAT us. When you call a SWAT
Oh,
team.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now I think we call it a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Except first. Who would? No, I'm just kidding.
We'll do a radio play.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for helping us celebrate Halloween, my favorite of holidays, behind Christmas, Thanksgiving, Arbor Day,
Flag Day.
Boxing Day, Flag Day, Ballet Day, and then Halloween. So thank you. Look out for my interview with Tom Wagner. Starlin says do a horror movie entirely over Zoom. Already been done. The movie's called Host. Scientifically proven to be the scariest movie of all time because they put heart rate monitors on people. Average heart rate was the highest of
That's stupid.
Mostly
Any
jump
movie.
scares, though.
mostly jump scares, but I enjoyed it. They did a seance over Zoom. Speaking of which, before we wrap up, all right, thank you everybody for joining. Dan, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
If you're watching, I apologize that I forgot to send you the Zoom link. Alun, thank you. Adam, thank you.
Gil, thank you. Adam, thank you.
And happy Halloween.
Spooky.
And see you on the next
One
One Take.
Take.
Scary edition.
Tick.
Goodbye.